Right, hi everyone. So a wee bit later than planned, but oh yeah, I think my roses do look good. Loving it. What about the red ones though? I like the blue. The blue ones are really why I wanted them. Right, okay, so right, we're going some au natural because I was in the membership before this and half an hour turned into an hour and I was like, I can't be bothered to put my makeup on, so I'm not gonna. And it's not, if you're new, that's not really a big deal. I do that fairly often, but I do like makeup, you know what I mean? But I'm comfortable within my own skin without it too. So, and what I hear all the time is lots of people aren't, so which I know. So it gives maybe other people pressure. And also, I'm not liking my hair because my hair was really nice yesterday. It was lovely bouncy curls because I'd had it in the sleep rollers, and now it's just a bit busy. I mean, I did have the thing in to stop it doing that, and then I think it was because I cut about all day, and then I had a bath, and then the steam was like, anyway, we're going with it. We're going with it. Love and accept yourself anyway. Maybe we need to do a bit of tapping actually. Um, better check the mic's working. Um, yeah, I'm going to situate the roses a little bit more because it's Virgo season. That's kind of annoying me that it's like they're not evenly spaced out. But right, let's check. They can hear me first. Yeah, I'm going to situate. Yeah. Right. Okay. So let's put the deets in. So yeah, if you've never joined me before, oh, it all fits in. Wait a minute. Uh, yes. If you've never joined me for this before, Mediumship Monday is when I basically hold space for the loved ones in spirit to come in a little bit stronger than any other times. But because I can't help the fact that I am a medium and a shaman the whole time, they really just pop in whenever, very sporadically. But like I said, it's always just a set invite, you know. So yes, and I actually, what am I being pulled to? I have become one of your guides, is on the floor. So I've not even got those cards, but so that's relevant already. And what I was just going to say is, I know that, like, I at least know for someone in the soul family, this is actually like an anniversary of somebody's passing. So even the very fact that that is in the air, um, that is, that's there's a poignancy in the air for that. But that person is very funny in spirit. So, like I said, if their loved one happens to come and join us here, then I dare say he'll be joining us and he always lightens the mood. But there is obviously a poignancy, a poignancy. I keep saying that word. I don't know if poignancy is poignant. It's poignant. Yeah, but well, nobody's here. I'm going to Google that. Poignancy? I've never. So weird. Oh, it is a word. Yeah, look, it is. Poignancy is a quality causing a sharp feeling of sadness, sorrow, and deeply affecting emotion, particularly in a touchy way. So it just means the same thing. Right? That's the funny thing about channeling. I'm like, is that? I've heard of poignant. I've never heard of poignancy. No, that's nuts. Anyway, that's why it's fun being like this. So yeah, that brings me to, if you are brand new, because we've had a few new people, welcome. You're called a newbie until you decide that you're not a newbie, and then you're a hashtag oldie, nothing to do with age. And thank you for all my oldies, for all the subscribers, and thank you to my members as well, which I've just been hanging out with some of you that were there live. And yeah, we're just going to set the alarm and be pretty chill. So I'll set it for 45 minutes and then see how we go. But I'd like to, because I'm doing Cancer in the fourth house after, I don't want to be sitting here as late as what I have. I mean, it's always the famous last words, but it's because I've got the guy coming to fix the buzzer tomorrow. He's not coming like really early, but it's morning. Do you know what I mean? So, oh, interesting. That doesn't happen too often. Usually when this necklace falls off, it's hard to explain, but if you've been around, you know, if you've seen that, you'll have seen it maybe a few times because it's happened 2 times I can think of. But actually, I think it's 3 times. But it was 2 significant times it happened where I saw clairvoyantly it was going to fall off. Like my guides are like, "That's going to fall off today, but still wear it. You're going to catch it." And that happened 2 times. And the first time it fell off, it was basically like basically right. I know what the message is, right? Just trust me on this, right? And that's weird because I know there's a wee collection of cards that, you know, when I was trying to find the cards I wanted to use, and also by the way, tomorrow's the 16th. 16th is the tower. I've said to you before, I personally, not every time it's the 16th, but a lot of, you know, it's kind of like a lot of the time I can have a weird day or I'm helping somebody else have a bit of a tower moment. Tower moments aren't always bad, remember, they can be like good shocks and stuff. But because it's eclipse season and because it's a build up to the equinox. And by the way, I'm just going to stress you right. That's annoying me that I keep saying by the way. So maybe somebody says by the way all the time, but other than me, I always, without fail, doing this for 10 years in public now, I'm going to be able to start saying 11. I'm getting sick of saying 10 years. I'm going to be able to say 11 years when it gets to next year. I always mix up eclipse and equinox, right? We're going to blame that on my dyslexia. So just if I do that at any point during this or ever, let's just deal with it. That might be quite hard with Mercury and Virgo. Venus is going to be in Virgo soon. Mercury being communication, though. People with Mercury and Virgo, that would really annoy them. Also Virgo season, but it kind of annoys me too because I've got my sun in the house of Virgo. Predicate, I mean, it's kind of like, oh, spelling mistake. But the point is, even if you notice a spelling, you don't always say it to people. Do you know what I mean? Because I would notice it, but I don't say it. Unless it was something like I've said, if it was business wise, and I felt the person was going to take it the way it's intended to be helpful, because Virgo's helpful, then I would say to people, because you know it's good to keep things professional where we can. Don't look to me for that. I'm a bit of my own kind of. So I mean, yeah, I'm unique. Everyone's unique, but you know what I mean. But um, anyway, the point is, there's been a lot of cards about trust that I've noticed, so I'll read them after this. But and also, side note, what I usually do for Mediumship Monday is I have these wee bits of paper I've used for the past 3 years or something to get what we're going to talk about. Oh, they're there! Yay! See, small wins. I've just looked over and they're there. That was my guide that's made me see that because I'm like, where the fuck are those wee bits of paper? Right, I love it. And also, I was thinking this just last night, but I really need. I think it's about time I actually get some nice wee bits of card rather than using the back of like the to-do list that I've had for about 100 years. I don't know. It's kind of, you know, it just becomes like a little bit of the. It's like a little bit of the routine, the ritual. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. Um, right, I'm just going to put the music channel on because that always makes it more fun, especially if there's nobody here, which there isn't any just now that I can see. Right. The first one I could find, the only one I could find for a start was channeled astrology, and I'll weave that into literally everything I do anyway, so that will definitely come up. I've already, well, not really, I suppose I touched on it. But yeah, the biggest thing is it's Cancer Moon just now. So, and also Cancer Moon will conjunct Jupiter at some point. So Jupiter is commonly known as, you know, about good luck. But if you're around here all the time, you'll know what I'm going to say. You know, there's no such thing as luck. It's preparation meeting opportunity. So, and also we're in the season of preparation just for a little while longer, for another week, because we move into Libra season soon. And then I'll be mostly taking some downtime. I'll be around until the full moon on the 7th of October. And then after that, I'm taking 3 weeks to myself. It might be a bit of a challenge to not film any videos. I think if I am guided to film any videos, it'll be wee quick shorts, or it might just be on the membership. Or but yeah, I'm gonna hello Beck, how are you doing? For as far as I can, I'm gonna try that I don't do any filming. I just think, you know, 3 weeks flies by and it's but again, let's face it, if I get 2 weeks off of doing that, then I'm winning. But usually I can't even like I said, I get on well when I don't channel out the energy. But there's other ways to do it. You know what I mean? Like I could write it down, or I could like record a video and then put it up when I come back at the start of November. So it's, I'll go with it. But I just kind of know historically it's all well saying that. That's why it's actually kind of good for me to just go away. If I'd thought about it, I would have like planned to go and see my cousin or something. But I mean, there's nothing stopping me. I really could, to be honest. I keep saying that. I think I might. But um, so yeah. So if I end up doing that, those of you that actually live in England, But again, don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be doing that, but I'm just sort of saying. Because it's like I've tried to sometimes meet up with some of you that are down there, and it's just it's a shame it hasn't happened. So yeah, I would like to think that I'm going to get down there at some point before the year's out, but I thought it's going that quick, right? So what else? Yeah, Cancer moon is family, mother healing, feminine energy. The moon rules Cancer, so it's very feminine energy. That's why I always have my Monday off on a moon day. Today's a weird day though, because my nieces are off. I think they go back in a couple of days. But I had them overnight last night, and so they're just honestly absolute angels. They were really well behaved, and I'm just so proud of them as well because, like, every time they're here, it's like, oh my god, you know what I mean? Like, they always basically they like me like washing their hair and doing their hair and stuff, especially if it was like really tuggy because they've got like really really curly hair, and it always used to be a bit of a nightmare. But it's like now that they're a bit older, like they're 5 and 7, like I'm just so proud of the two. Like they've, you know what I mean? Especially older, like they really have been, taking care of their hair. You know what I mean? Because it's anyway, bit of a boring update, but you know what I mean? It's just nice to see like the progression and like, oh, you really took that on. But I think sometimes it can be like, my oldest, oh God, she's going on about it again. But it's only because I cared, you know what I mean? That it's like if you don't get in the habit now of like maintaining your unruly curly, because her hair is so curly, it's like Annie. Both their hair is beautiful. And it's like it's just amazing because yeah, when I thought it wasn't really that hard to brush it, and she's doing her shell, and no, it was nice. And I love doing little girls' hair. It's like honestly, it's one of my favorite things. Like when I worked in nurseries, um, see what I mean? I'm going all motherly now. You know what I mean? That feminine energy part of me. But that's fine, that's energy. I used to like the parents would say it was like they were all going to a wedding. So there might be something about weddings or unions or something here when they saying that. But yeah, I find it really therapeutic, like sitting doing all their hair when I was in the nursery. So it reminds me of that when I'm doing their hair. Sometimes they can't be arsed. They're like, no, I just want to put it in the bun or like, you know what I mean, and all this kind of. But they let me do pleats and that, so I was like, yay. And then she took out and I was leaving. I was like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? I let her do it. Fine. We let go of control. She's a child. If she didn't want it in anymore, she didn't want it. She's a wild one. She's an Aquarius moon and a Scorpio rising like me. And she's got the exact degree of Venus and Aries. So you're no telling that one what to do. And I'm here for it. But yeah, they've done lots of mystical, like there's a lot. I think there's going to be cards about New Earth children coming out as well because they're always both very mystical. Um, but yeah, with me seeing all the rainbows the day before, like the double rainbow and the rainbow, saw like 3 rainbows in one day, one of them being a double rainbow. And then, you know, she'd only been in the house like 5 minutes, and they both love that chalkboard thing I've got. And she started drawing that rainbow with all the like swirls and that. So it really reminded me of light language, to be honest. But it was like, um, I know it's not that weird for a kid to draw a rainbow, but it's, you know what I mean? And there's no such thing as coincidence. That is kind of interesting when I had been channeling all it. It's like basically it is the rainbow frequency in the air, and I carry that rainbow diamond frequency like starseed energy, and a lot of you will resonate with that too. So it's very in the air, and basically that this is an important thing too. Is I'll just sort of this is all matters. My niece hasn't really been feeling well for like the past 10 days or something, and she did. Stardust music sounds better with you's just come on, so I feel that might be significant to someone. Sorry, I'm going to look at what you're saying in a minute, Beck. I just need to get this all out. Within literally because they got here about tea time, within 10 minutes, so she drew the rainbow, and in 10 minutes, she was eating a taco. And she was like, I haven't been eating my dinner the last few days. And I was like, what do you mean you've not eaten? And what she meant is she'd been eating like banana and toast and just eating there. So I need to check with like my sister if that's actually, but I mean, they're just not gonna lie about it. But yeah, she ate the whole taco. And then she eat really well today. Like I made them cheese on toast and fruit and stuff like that. So sorry, I'm just laughing. I now just seen a name on the telly, a karmic name that I'm just, yeah, it's kind of funny when they do that. But um that distracted me. Be careful of distractions because that's what's going to happen this week. Big distractions. The energy that comes up the week before the equinox, which is a week today, is always ugly. You'll start seeing the ugly in other people. You might see the ugly emerge in you. When I say the ugly, it's our shadow, and our shadow isn't ugly, but you can see the unhealed ugly part of the shadow. You know what I mean? The parts that you maybe don't care for so much of yourself, like you might just be a bit ratty with someone one day and then have to apologize or something, or someone's like that with you, or worse. You know what I mean? That always happens in the week leading up to the change of a season, especially this year, because then we get into like October, November, Scorpio season, and that is shadow season. Scorpio season is shadow season. So just be aware of that. And again, the one thing that's really coming up, wait a minute, did I finish what I was saying there? So yeah, I think there's going to be stuff coming in up about, New Earth children, crystal children, and that had come through in one of the other ones because I'd clipped some of that. There was lots of messages coming through. And then, yeah, like I said, today we were watching Madagascar. I like to move it. And that was funny because my auntie was reminding me when she was last here that my cousin's wee girl was singing that. And then they were all like, oh, remember when Claire used to do that? And I was like, well, I couldn't remember. And apparently I used to go, I like to move it, but like off. And I didn't even know if it was the Lion King, but it's Madagascar, which I couldn't even remember. I didn't even think I'd saw it. But anyway, the point is me and my niece were watching that, and like right as we were talking about power animal, well, not power animal, we were talking about animals, and I was like, "What's your favorite animal?" And like she was saying the tiger and the wolf actually, and I was like, "You just saying that because that's mine." But anyway, she was saying that, and then dolphin, which was mine when I was wee too, but then there was dolphins on the film, like, but it was like right, honestly, it was seconds after, and even she noticed. I was like, "Oh, that's weird," and she was like, "Oh, that is fun." So the synchronicity, but also dolphins are what I connect to the New Earth frequency. So again, some of you will get this and some of you won't. I believe that most of you will get it. Some of you won't get it. It's like it's how the children are tuning into the energy. But the downside is, like you said, I actually do believe that's why she's not well. Now, some other members of my family, maybe even all of them, are not going to really take that, but some of them will. But that is, I can tell it is because she's perked up massively, but she has been very up and down. But I just feel she's been feeling the energy of the full moon because the full moon was in Pisces and it was an eclipse, and she's an Aries moon. So you know what I mean? Like it went right into her Aries moon right after, and then also Chiron's in Aries and everything too, and um, but also it's the solar flares. Like, you know what I mean? Children and adult, we all feel it, whether you believe it or not. It can make you more tired, exhausted, even. And like today, like I said, what it's doing for me is at night I can't sleep. Like, and I knew that they were going to get up early. So it's like, they're asleep pretty early, and then I just go to bed at the same time. And I was like, honestly, I was actually wide awake until like 6 in the morning. And I was like, I can't believe this because they're going to get up in like 2 hours. And of course, she did. The first one woke up at like bang on 8, and I was like, oh my god. But I actually feel alright. But it's only because as soon as they left, I slept. I meant to sleep for 2 hours, and I slept for like 3. So we could be on here a while tonight. But like I said, it's not too bad. I kind of wanted to get off by midnight, but it doesn't matter if I'm not because tomorrow's my day off. Apart from the guy fixing which it really annoys me that I keep setting up like that because Mars is like about action with the Tuesday, and that's when I do the most. But it's not working out like that. So there's a female like you keep trying to micromanage and control it, and like I like my work to go with the days of the week, and to do the energies, and or more so the moon signs too, and it just doesn't always work out like that. So there's something about sometimes you just got to accept it, and but yeah, so that'll be about deeper things than me saying that about my work. But yeah, to get back to, so I think that's only that with everything that happened. But with this just falling off there when I started, what it meant when it's happened before. But wait a minute, this is going to be annoying because my nails are long. It's hard to get it on when my nails are long. That sounded like another show. Moving on. But so that's my Sag moon. That's where the humor goes. You said you appreciate that humor, didn't you, Vic? Um, now I'm like, oh, but maybe that's that energy coming in too. Um, mind you, I did pull a card like that before I came on. I pulled one that was like, uh, yeah, when that's fallen off before, it is a message to trust yourself. And when I finally eventually read these cards, there was a few cards that were mentioning to trust without knowing why. So like trust your intuition and all that. And like I always say when I say that, not everyone can trust their intuition if you've been gaslit your whole life, and I hear you. So we'll sort of, take that with, take it however it resonates. But basically that's what I help people. So to get you to trust yourself more so you can get to the point of trusting your intuition and not gaslighting yourself and doubting yourself and stuff. But the loved ones and spirit are really flooding in before I'm really get because they're pulling me to that thing on the wall, which is always my sign if someone's got a friend in the spirit world, which obviously can be everyone at this point, unfortunately. But it's that thing says good friends lift you when you forget how to fly. You can't see it in the shot, but I can see it in my mirror. And also it's like live what you love. They're pulling me too. But that's always my sign that there's a friend in the spirit world. So like I said, I already know that that is the person that I mentioned. It's someone's anniversary. It's someone's anniversary connected. So again, she might if she comes on here, he'll come through really, really strongly. But I feel he's already coming through. Um, um, but yeah, just basically before I get into it, oh no, I need to see that I keep getting distracted. That is part of it. If you're new, that's what happens. See where I keep getting pulled, I keep getting distracted. That's how distracted you could get from your goal, from your focus. This necklace, when it falls off, is about trusting yourself because of what I said. They said keep it on, you'll catch it. Both times I caught it. The second time it happened a few months ago, when one of my friends was here, she tunes in here as well. Well, not to everyone, but some those things. Um, it was on a beach. So can you imagine that? Like it's a really thin chain, and I would have been absolutely gutted if I'd lost it. But I literally saw it the moment it fell, and I caught it. So it's whatever you take from that. It's like you're feeling like something's going to happen, or you're feeling like it's the right time to do something, or it's not the right time to do something, and trust yourself because you're right. So whether it's about something good, bad, or indifferent, trust yourself. You're right. So however that's going to land with different people. But like I said, that's only happened a few times I can think of where it's actually fallen off when I've been live. So that feels really significant. And then I don't know if you just saw that, but the way I just sort of it caught my breath was like it's like when you've been crying. Like, so that was kind of weird. Like I was picking up some throat chakra stuff there because it was like, can't really describe that. It was like that's what it reminds me of when someone's been crying. And cancer is like hashtag all the feels. The shadow of it is depression, trauma, family wounding, family anything, but it's also just family, soul family, which is what this is all about when we're here. Um, and also they're pulling me the fuck this card, the walk away card. It's also like find deeper meaning, but the 8 of Cups on the floor. But it's the original Rider Waite, so it's like the guy walking off from the cups off into the moonlight. You know what I mean? Like fuck this, I've had enough. I'm going to find something deeper meaning. So I feel right. So again, let's before I really get into all the cards and stuff, because like I said, that originally that's what Mediumship Monday was about, right? Is I wanted to make it less about the cards, and I just sometimes fall into using the cards all the time. But again, it's not a big deal if I want to use the cards. It's like back in the day, like right at the start when I was in some mediumship things and that, like some mediums make a really big deal about don't use any cards, but it's like you can use the fucking cards if you want. Like me using cards doesn't make me any less a medium. So it's like but because if anything, it just helps people to believe it more. Because I'll say it and then I'll pull the card that backs it up. But I'm just saying, for me personally, I do quite like when I just tune in and not, especially in a Cancer moon, because it's so good to sort of tune in. So I might do a wee bit more of the slowing down and just tuning in before I go to all the cards. Because they're really just bits of card backing up what the guides and God and the loved ones and spirit are saying. Yeah, I feel a lot of the divine masculine collective. Like I feel that's why I'm seeing that card. Like I feel you're being pulled to trust the path that you don't know what is going to unravel on it. So whether that's for most people, it's going to be about love. in your twin flame. But for other people, it could be like, you know, career, because I found it really interesting that I pulled, I'm sure on the one for yesterday, which I'd filmed on the Friday, Thursday or Friday, was about employment change. And then weirdly, when I done a wee quick shorts before they arrived, it was about like a job is ending or something. And it was, you know, if you saw that shorts, I thought that's really weird that, like, you know what I mean, for the same day as well, it was the same energy. So there's a lot of people, but that's not weird for eclipse season. Whatever is taken away in an eclipse, you've got to trust it's for your highest good. So if a job is coming at an end, it's for something better, it's to follow your calling. If a relationship's coming to the end, a friendship, something's breaking down with anyone, it's, you know, it'll make sense later. If it doesn't make sense now, why that's the case. If you're falling out of resonance by watching someone online, it'll make sense later, you know. Maybe they're in the, you know, the old earth frequency and you're in new earth frequency, and you can't anchor in that energy if you're always sort of like being pulled down by that dense, heavier, very heavy energy, you know what I mean? It's split timeline stuff. So that must be someone for me to be saying like that. Also, 21st of August could be a significant day or a birthday for someone. Just looked at the time. But yeah, trust yourself. That's basically what the necklace falling off means to me when that happens. So it just sort of happened. So before we pull the wee bits of paper, I'm just going to read you the wee cards that fell. Oh, actually, there's quite a lot. Oh, Vesta. Wow. Well, that's interesting. With the home. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm just checking because I'm channeling so fast. Yeah. So Vesta is 0 degrees Sagittarius. So for anyone that might have 0 degrees Sagittarius, there's a wee fun fact there. So Vesta is about the home. Your household situation's improving either through a move or a healthy change in occupants. That also came up too. That came up on one of the ones over the weekend. So there could be house moves, or this could be people moving in, people moving out, karmic endings, shake-ups. This is all eclipse stuff. Make-up, shake-ups, breakups, wake-ups is what I always call all of that kind of stuff. Right. Anyway, let's read these comments. So, been suffering with my, oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. Been suffering with my endometriosis and insomnia. Yeah, the insomnia is to do with the solar flares, I would say, amongst other things. But obviously, if you're in pain, that's not going to help. It was so bad, I wasn't able to go to London. Was absolutely, oh no, oh no, that is so bad. And what were you going for? Was it someone's birthday or something? Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. That's a shame. You were looking forward to going out. Oh, that's shit. See, guys out there, that's what it's like being a woman, you know what I mean? And it's like I said, I suspect I've got endometriosis too. Like that's really a, you know, well, I'm going for those blood tests again this week. So but which again I wouldn't have been telling folk that, but it was because I said after, and I'm not exactly saying exactly when I'm going, but oh, that's shit. I'm sorry to hear that. So again, I'll hold you if you're open to it. We'll hold space for you to receive the healing that you need to where the pain is, because that's really horrible. Yes, I'm good. I don't know if tired's the right word. It just feels a bit weird when you've like not had sleep and then you've slept during the day, and then I'm like, how's that going to affect my sleep tonight? But I'm not worried about it. You know what I mean? It's like whatever. I don't, this week leading up to the equinox, I always cancel. I usually actually don't channel in this week. That's what I thought about. That must be how important, like, they really want me to transmute the energy this week, because I usually wouldn't do a live stream like at any of the week leading up to equinox. But I'm doing tonight, and then I'm also doing Wednesday on a Leo moon. Am I doing Wednesday or Thursday actually? I don't know. I'll update you there. I think I was going to do Wednesday or Thursday. In fact, I'll look now. But I usually, let's see. Yeah, I'm doing Cancer after this, and then, like I said, I'm in no hurry. So yeah, I've got here that I'm doing Leo and Virgo on Wednesday. Yeah, tomorrow I'm just in time off. Oh, doesn't look like I'm doing anything. I think that's why I done it. That's what it was. I was going to go live on Thursday, and then I changed it to Wednesday. Right. So yeah. So basically, and so I'll just say that as well. Just a wee bit of housekeeping. The only space I've got for sessions this week, and again, I don't. It's not usually. Yeah. Sometimes I block off the time on Equinox week. I've not done that this week though. So again, they've got me leave it open. I've got spaces tomorrow. That I won't be doing sessions till like after 3 anyway, because I'll need to sleep in. Well, yeah, depends how late I am tonight. I'll need a wee. Yeah, I probably will need because I need to get up and let the guy. I think that guy's going to fix that really quickly, but I don't know because I don't know what the you know what I mean. Also, like this is I don't know how this is going to fit in, but like there could be things about like people coming to your door or like people communicating with you or trying to communicate with you because it's hard to explain. But and also, I've been drawn to free so many times today. So to me, that means ascended masters. But whatever that means to you, Holy Trinity as well. Like your twin flame orchestrated by God is what it means to me. Threefold flame kind of stuff. But um there's a lot about ascended masters actually because if you do you like the new input of the blue roses and the red roses. So the blue roses are like my Mother Mary color, but it's also my Melchizedek energy, and like the blue rose frequency that I hold as a womb healer, and like the red roses are love, romance, but Mary Magdalene energy. So yeah, I like them. It was mainly the blue ones I wanted. The red ones look a bit cheap. This was the blue, but no, I like them. And but what's more important is like that energy might come up actually because it's I've not been guided to do that for no reason. So see, they might come out. But so I feel these are the energies that are working with the unions basically. Mary Magdalene, Jesus, Melchizedek, the um but also the womb healing and its Cancer moon. That's why so that all this stuff is gonna be relevant. Because I'm always a womb healer, but it's the song Hold On For Just One More Day. Wait a minute. Hold on for one more day. Yeah, from Bridesmaids has just come on. Oh my god. I'm spoken about weddings and bridesmaids. Is somebody getting married at the Equinox or something? This is unless it's about union. But anyway, let's just see. I'm just mentioning in case any of these energies come up in the cards. Yes, so but I can do sessions tomorrow, Wednesday, or Thursday. Friday I'm off. And then next week it's something like only a few days as well. But you can just read the post. And then, like I said, I'll be around the first week of October, but the rest of October I'm covering myself. Right, okay, I've got that across. Right, so I've read the rest of things. So home is important. Home is also Cancer moon right now, so cool synchronicity. You're never alone. That stuck out to me too. Truth is different at different levels of consciousness. Reserve judgment. There's something you need to reserve judgment on. Right, so that's what's coming through. Is that I feel a lot of men. I'm feeling a lot of men in particular really going from that kind of really understanding the difference between lust and love. So I feel there could be a few of you that like just there's loads of people like that, men and women that you just didn't really know what it meant, and it's mostly probably because you hadn't really been in love yet or acknowledged love, whatever it would be to different people. But it was because I pulled that card out when I was pulling quick cards. I pulled out the one that had sex only, and it basically says something about like either you or your partner's only interested in that kind of thing. But then there was all the other cards that was being pulled to her about feelings. So I felt like they were saying it's like people change it, shifting from a consciousness of that, like, and I always, when the moon's in Cancer as well, I'm always more in my feels because Cancer is feelings, but I've got my fourth house, which is Cancer, in Pisces. So it's, that drowning in the feels. Going to be honest, I don't really like doing lives. Definitely not in a Pisces moon. Very rare that you see me live in a Pisces moon, actually. But that was good. I done that last week because it was a Pisces fucking eclipse. But that was actually very good. I'm going to pat myself on the back for that because I don't like usually being live in that energy. But even a Cancer moon, which is weird because, you know, I've got Cancer in the ninth house, a little bit in my eighth though, and the ninth. So you'd think I wouldn't, like, you know, you think it would be a fine, you know, ninth house is Sagittarius, having fun and all that. But so I'll be in that a little bit, but I always more feel in the feels. So I feel there's a lot of people that could be deep in the feels. So nourish your temple. There's some more Cancer energy. So yes, look after your body. This card I'm going to read from the book, but follow the stream, dedication, trust, future, rivers, ocean. So that's the one. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Maybe so we get the have faith in. They don't show up though. I know that. And then sensitivity, also Cancer moon. You're becoming increasingly sensitive. Avoid harsh relationships, environment, situations, and chemicals. Actually, that's more eclipse energy. Because I always kind of don't stop to get a thumbnail when it's Mediumship Monday. Not always, but a lot of the time. Right, so they were just wee ones, whatever that all means to you. And I'm going to read that one from the book. And the past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. That's what I mean. And then again, the back of this card always reminds me of like ascension, ascending, earth angels, you know, light warriors, anything, you know, light workers, for those of you that like that word. I'm more of a light warrior myself. But you know what I mean? It's yeah, releasing the past. We've the past is coming up to be looked at with that full moon eclipse in Pisces, because Pisces is the past. And because of what I've just said about math chart, whenever it's a Cancer moon or a Pisces moon, it's always past life stuff, because that's a lot of the stuff I help people with in sessions is ancestral healing. So in the membership there, when I was in there, which is growing, it's great, it's growing. I'm loving that the channel's growing too, but it's great that the membership's growing. Because again, I always give myself credit that I started the membership, you know, we're still a really small channel. I'm grateful for all nearly 1,500 of you. That's exciting. And the what is it? Yeah, the 500,000 views we reached the other day. It's already a couple of thousand. Well, just about to be another couple of thousand more. I think the views go up 10,000 views every sort of 4 to 5 days, which is kind of nuts when you think about it. But yes, thank you for being here, however long you've been here. But yes, I'm just saying most people wait until they've got thousands, and why wait? You know, fuck it. Like, you know, don't wait to be perfect, or don't wait till you got tons of people. Like, you know what I mean? Because build it and they will come. Like, people have resonated, and it's because I wasn't new to memberships. Like, I have helped people, you know, have gather their own soul family groups and stuff, and be guides or teachers or whatever, you know, words you want to use. Um, so there was no point in me hanging about. So, but it's, you know, it's there was only about two or three of us for a long time, and now there's a, you know, there's a combination of people on the second and the first level. So it's still very small, but at least it's into two hands now. So grateful. And actually, the last person to just join had actually only found us 2 weeks ago or something. Don't quote me on that. Either 2 weeks ago, 10. It might even not even be that. It might be 10 days ago. It might even be a week ago. It wasn't long though. So I'm very hugely honoured that somebody would want to join that soon. Um, and but yeah, basically in the membership, what came up there was I was using the ancestral cards, and I'm going to use them again on here. And so, but it's a combination of, I was saying to them that because I've filmed the shorts up until November, there was a huge theme coming through. It was really like, didn't surprise me, because it's always the kind of things that come up to be looked at. But there's a lot about like feminine, masculine healing, like mother, father healing. By the way, I say mum and dad. I just want to get that across. There's no problem if you do say mother, father, but I say mum and dad. But when I'm channeling, I will say mother, father. I think it's because all the cards say that. But yeah, there's a lot of mother, father healing coming up in the collective towards the end of the year. So what we're saying to them is, I feel a lot of you might, you know, go through quite a rough time of healing things to do with family, particularly in the November there. If you've not already, I mean, I know lots of you already been going through that anyway, um, but what I can say from when I've done, you know, that deeper sort of healing for myself, it's, you know, if you can withstand the storm and just stay with it, it's usually like, you know, for me anyway, when I've done that deeper healing, it was like about 2 months of it, like, and it just felt like fucking brutal hell. 21, 21. some karmic lessons, karmic completion. But yeah, look, that's what I'm saying. It does end. And it's kind of interesting too, because it's the 15th today, which is the devil. So it's like, it's like not the nicest having to look at that stuff. But what I said to them in there too is it's, everyone can think what they want, and nobody can force you to do the healing, and you can't force other people to do the healing. It's the biggest thing you have to take on board in the twin flame journey too. You've got to, it's not called unconditional love for no reason. You've got to respect that you're two separate people, you're two separate lives, and yeah, some of you won't have even seen this person for like decades or years, or some of you months, but whatever. It's yeah, it's there's just basically a lot of inner child healing going on, and I think it is going to be quite rough, Scorpio season. So, but again, that is the season of the shadow. So, um, yeah, there's a heads up. So we'll see if it comes out in the cards. But it did seem it was coming out in the membership too. I pulled them a wee card each, and there was a bit of a consistent theme. So yeah, so I predict basically that my sessions when I come back November, December, I feel the vast majority are going to be like healing the mother line, the father line, your own feminine energy, your own masculine energy. Newsflash, that's what I'm helping everyone all the time, because I bring people into inner union, with just my frequency. That's what I've been doing, the past forever. But this specifically wasn't, although it's going to affect your inner masculine, feminine energy and your relationships with males and females, it was specifically about family stuff. You know what I mean? So, yeah, whenever all that's coming in. So, um, yes, my humor is so weird. Well, we love that kind of smutty humor around here. If you don't, you might not like me or a lot of the people here, but that's your loss. Go and find other people that mind that that they're, I don't know, that are all about their p's and their q's and aren't swearing and making innuendos. That ain't here. That's too boring for us. Too boring for me anyway. But although I don't know, like it's that I do. I can definitely tune into some people that are like that. That I appreciate them for being them, but that ain't us. Is all I'm saying. So, um, yeah, my friend's birthday. Oh, I didn't even notice the lights. Pretty. Not being alone is a big one for me. Yeah, yeah, they are pretty. I love them. Right. Okay. So, thank you. Follow the stream. So let's see what this follows. But you see, there's things about trust. There's trust in that card. There's trust in that card. There's faith. It's about have faith, trust, follow your dreams, all that kind of shit. Right. Follow the stream. But I just feel it's very strongly the masculines like moving from what you've known into unknown territory. So, for instance, with what's come up, like it could be like you've been used to keeping things at the level that you're comfortable with romantically, if romance even comes into it for some people. But like, and now just like, yeah, I feel I'm tapping into some men in particular that are just like overwhelmed by like, I don't know, writing, singing love songs and like, being full on romantic. Like that's what I'm feeling. What could we wait a minute? I can't even say that and then let's just because that's what I'm feeling. It's hard to explain. Um we need the hot man deck. Oh shit, yeah, that's what I didn't do. I didn't pull the now this is where that guy in the spirit world that is his anniversary. And like I said, that is really, a year is not long at all. So but he might come in because I call him Hot Man Mister too. Because Hotman number one is the guy on these cards, and Hotman number two is the guy in the spirit world. And if there should ever be any literal hot men in my physical life, then maybe I'll change the numbering. But that's that's what's coming out just now. Right. So, right. Why am I saying that? What is the collective of mass? Oh, wait a minute. I'm going all over the place. Right. What have we got? I'm going to do some more. I smudged before I came on, but I'm going to do it again because my energy. I really need my rattle. I don't use my rattle in ages because I'm tempted to make a dirty joke with that too. That's terrible. Right. Okay. So I think I'm sitting in a guy's energy right now. I'm going to blame that. I'm joking. That's my sense of humor, but it's all the innuendos are coming out. Right, what have we got? What am I going to talk about tonight? Channeled astrology. I spoke about that a little bit. I'll speak about it more. What else? I'm going to add more bits of paper to this. Like, I'm going to add more things. Didn't even, that's what I mean. I knew that was, I should have called it Twin Flame Messages. This is, see how, like I said, I'm sure this is the third year I've been doing Mediumship Monday. I'm sure it is. And every time it was a standing joke that it was always twin flame messages that came out because, like I said, I'm only a twin flame healer. So whether we like it or not, it always goes that way. And it, like I said, it does annoy me. I mean, I accept my calling and my purpose. So it's like, I'm not like, I'm not like some of these other people that can just like change it up. You know what I mean? Like, um, and I'm okay with that. Believe me, I've tried to. Remember, I said I experimented with another chat. I didn't really try very hard, to be honest. But with that other channel that I was putting messages out, it was it was just twin flames as well. So again, I'm gonna if you find me on there, because I'm gonna start putting stuff on there again soon again. But it's still twin flames, but it's more like specific to people that have been on the journey like a long, 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 long time. So I only think you'll find it if you're meant to. Um, I just think I'm going to end up having about 10 channels if I'm honest, because yeah, I'm not being serious. But I'm trying just to contain it just now because it's exciting to just, allow this one to grow and then I can do that. But, right, twin flame messages, basically, yeah. So I was right on point. And inner child healing, right? It's what we spoke about. So that's what I mean about, especially for the new people. You'll notice this is everything I've just spoke about. I've just been speaking about feeling the masculine, who can be male or female, but I was strongly picking up on the male ones. And that's how I channel the messages anyway. So always just take it as it resonates, like, change it for you being a female or same sex and all that. But inner child healing, that's what came up in the membership. That's what's coming up. This is inner child healing, mother father healing. It's all in there. So what does the Hot Man deck got to say? And if anyone does want a personal reading, the links are above. If you want me to sit for 30 minutes and channel your guides, loved ones, and spirit, I can't control if your loved ones and spirit will come in, but someone usually does pop in to say hi. But it'll definitely be your guides, angels, power animals, whatever, all that kind of jazz. You'll get a message basically, and it'll be what you need to hear, and it'll be healing and light codes and just the same as what I do all the time. Basically, I want to be with you. Yeah, I think I think that yeah, I think we could even just leave it at I want to be with you. Like I could see how that fits. Like it's like somebody just like accepting like I want to be with them. You know what I mean? Like what do I do about this? But I will shuffle. Um, yeah, so I can sit for 30 minutes or 15 minutes or 5 minutes, and the amounts are like pinned there. There's also a £10 amount as well if you want that one as well. And if you want to just donate everything, everything, but if you want to donate anything with the dollar button, then you can do that too. And also, again, if you can or you don't want to, because some of you donated recently anyway, then don't feel you need to or anything, because a message might come out for you anyway. But I appreciate everyone that does, because I'm really touched. I could actually start crying at that. But when I mentioned about just the simple annoyance of, fuck's sake, man, that is annoying if I'm like a fiver short or something and that money's sitting there, and now it's like I said, it's surpassed it. You know what I mean? Quite a bit. So like not like tons, but it has surpassed it. It's just confusing because I'm like, I don't know why I'm not getting it in a few days, and my it's because the cut-offs are a bit funny. But even that makes a huge difference. You know what I mean? I can put that money towards some of my debt, and I will just put it whenever I need it. And like I said, and I don't need any more cards, although I have, I bought that ancestral one and I was guided to get another one. I've been holding off for fucking ages. And it's funny because like a friend of mine uses that, like, you know what I mean? Basically, you know what I mean? I see other people using it too, but I always like one of my beautiful soul family uses that too. And I'm like, I've been wanting it for years. And I'm just like, why? It's not time, it's not time. And that's quite funny actually, because the main reason why I want that deck is because it's got stuff about like evil eye and I think one of the cards says jealousy or something. I don't know if it says jealousy. No, I think it has envy, jealousy or something. But it's got an ankh on it. So and obviously I've got loads of Isis cards, but I wanted it for the ankh. So that's kind of funny that the ankh fell off. And so that's coming tomorrow. Um, it's just basically, and I know, maybe I'm going to blame Jupiter and Cancer and the Moon and I'm going to blame that. But it was because I always look for it. Sometimes it's more expensive and sometimes it's in the sale, and it was in the sale. I was like, right, fuck it. So it must be time. So I think an important message might come out of that deck whenever I'm guided to use it. But anyway, what's the collective of masculines wanting to say to back up what we're saying? Oh, and I don't need to rush this because that is what we're meant to be doing, twin flame messages. So, oh shit, though, that's the alarm for when I was meant to go. Yeah, we knew that wasn't going to happen. But I do need to watch because let's do 30 minutes and then please, Beck, if you're still here, please remind me that I've got to do Cancer as well. That's, I mean, it'd be fine if I was just doing this, but so that it's, I'm doing that for a couple of hours. Right, I'm thinking of you, I get nostalgic listening to music, and I think of you, you're on my mind. So interesting that I was mentioning about again, if you're new around here, I'm always mentioning Mary Magdalene Jesus because they're a set of my top guides. And Mother Mary, especially tonight too. Like again, this is like, those of you that have followed me from Facebook will know this because I always describe it as that, like when I'm in my soft and gentle, kind of more feminine energy, I'm in that kind of Mother Mary energy, just very motherly in general, and Mary Magdalene. But typically, I would always say like Mother Mary, and then when I'm in that kind of fierce, fuck around and find out, I'm like Goddess Isis, Goddess Kali. So, but I feel I'm more in that kind of channeling that soft, mothering, gentle energy, clearly because a lot of people that resonate with me are needing it. Like I feel you're having a lot of family stuff coming up or difficult inner child stuff. Um, and that happens on a Cancer moon every month anyway, but because of just having that full moon eclipse in Pisces dragging up the past, Saturn retrograde dragging up the past. Yeah, I know it'll be quite rough for a lot of you. But also this card weirdly reminds me of Jesus because of the disciples sing "You Stay on My Mind." Do you know what I mean? If you know that song, so whenever I see that, so I feel that's their way of saying, Mary Magdalene, Jesus are very strongly around the divine masculines healing their heart. And yeah, it's something to do with accepting your feelings. I just want to keep saying in your feelings and your feelings and your feelings. And like I said, I now realise as well, like, the red and the blue rose, like I'd said, like, it's that's my colours. Like basically my colour for Mary Magdalene is obviously red, but blue too, because blue rose, red kind of thing. But the and it's quite funny too, because one of my shorts flashed up from back in April when I was seeing blue roses everywhere, right? Because it's like, it was feeling like blue rose codes and all this kind of stuff, which is I was explaining is that Melchizedek energy. I could never say his name for ages, which is really hilarious because like he works with me very, very closely, right? And it's like when I was at a mediumship workshop once, that was when someone said that they saw the light coming out of this guy's beard down from his beard into my hands as I was healing someone. So it sounded like God, didn't it? But I mean, if you know about Melchizedek and that, like, you know what I mean? It's quite an interest. I'm not good at explaining any of this kind of stuff, but that's what's funny. I'm so random with this. I just let the energies come in. But that's just very in the air. Basically, that's what I'm saying. Like that energy is around very strongly. So that's funny that disciple that. Oh my God, that's what I said. But what I'm saying is that's obviously what this is about. Because, like, you know what I mean? It's why not wait till Christmas? But I didn't. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's bringing in the energy. Yeah, I don't know. Hard to explain when I channel this energy. But it was just funny because I saw that pop up as well. Um, Remember when I said about there's something to do with buzzers and doorbells and coming to your door? And I did just mention that. Look, I wonder, and this, I thought this card was lost. I didn't realize it was in the deck. I wonder, I want to tell you how I feel. I wonder what you would do if I turned up at your door. Expect me. Let's hope that's not for me because my brother's no, I'm joking, it's going to be working after tomorrow. But it's like, it's not been working. It's all I'm like, fuck's sake, the fucking door isn't opening. But see, that could be part of the interference as well. But something tells me I've got more interference and the buzzer no working with me. But anyway, moving on. That's quite a funny joke though. But also, I had another. But wait a minute. Wait a minute. Actually, where's the other one? This is that energy, and the song finally has just come on. Finally, it has happened to me right in front of my face, and I just can't deny it. What's that song about? Is that about someone being in love? The man of my dreams. I don't like that song, but it's something like that, isn't it? It must be about falling in love. Most songs are about falling. This is remember I said there was a message I channeled about 2 or 3 years ago, and it was Mary Magdalene and Jesus on the yeah, it was Mary Magdalene and Jesus on the thumbnail, and it got over 500,000 views. Is that a future vision? It certainly did not. It got over 500 views, which yes, I know is fuck all on anyone else's, but that's a lot on here for a long form video. I'm pretty sure that's the most I've ever had on a long form. Oh no, it's not. I've had like nearly 1,000 on a live stream before, but not on a video because hardly anyone watches those videos. But I put them out for the small amount of people that do. That is the fucking point. You know what I mean? I put it out for the people that do watch it. I put it out for the people that have told me it's kept them alive, quite literally. I've had people say if you weren't putting that out, especially I can think of someday during that last January when I was putting out a video. Obviously, I do put out videos every day anyway, but I was putting out a video in real time every day for healing the January blues. Full disclosure, it was because I can't stand it either. But that wasn't last year, was it? Because last January, I feel like I was in quite good spirits. But it's not the point. Even if I'm feeling better, some I'll put it out. But it was a couple of years ago. I was feeling like shite because I just really don't like that time of year. And yeah, that's like I said, that's always meant a lot to me that someone had let me know that like you didn't know at the time, but you actually got me through like a family member passing away, and I'd been channeling the family. Oh, maybe he's coming in. I've been channeling like the family member like loads in the videos. I didn't even realize because that happens a lot. Hello, Renee. How are you doing? Did I already say that? In case I didn't, I said it again. So you know what I mean. I keep doing it for those people because you're out there, and even the people that don't even let me know. I know that you're out there, and I feel it, and I tune in, but but yeah, on that video, it was about I couldn't stay away any longer. That's the vibe. I want to tell you how I feel. I want to be with you. I couldn't stay away any longer. Intense. Right, let's put them there and let's shuffle these now. And then we'll get some of the divine feminine cards. And like I said, I think I will just go on to Cancer after because I think that's just it. I feel that's the message. I feel that's it. I feel that's just the message. Like if you feel very connected to Mary Magdalene and Jesus energies too, and any of the energies I'm speaking about, I feel there's big shifts going on in you or the masculine. Well, it's the both of you, but and like I said, for some of you, it's just you're accepting yourself and you're accepting your own feelings, and it doesn't mean that you're going to somebody's door to tell them, or you're getting texting them, calling them, blah blah blah, like because you're sorting yourself out, you're healing yourself. But for some of you, you've went through that, and it's time. Right, what have we got from this deck? No, but you've been channeling my family members that passed in January. What during this live stream? Oh no! All right, yeah, you're talking about your dad, yeah. Because for those of you that don't know that I was just reminiscing about that in the membership, that Renee actually found me. Was it days after your dad passed last year? Like, so yeah, that was really nuts. And then I was just reminiscing the membership that like I said, I'd said in there, and I think I've said at the start of this, like I'm just really grateful because somebody literally just found me recently, and they've joined the membership, and that was like Renee. Like Renee had only followed for a while, and then you were one of the first people, so thank you for doing that. Especially because I don't like to go too deep into it, but there was a bit of a rough time that was not that I went through that I didn't deserve, when I show up helping people out the fucking goodness of my heart, putting out all this content in all these different forms, showing up every day. So I was grateful that actually you showed up after. It was like you showed up, came around, and yeah, I very much feel your wolf medicine. You know what I mean? Like you showed up at the right time, but it was like I was a wee bit more sensitive because it's like I'm a toughie, but yeah, when people come at you when it's not okay to do, you know what I mean? It's not a nice something I had to heal myself from, so it's not pleasant. So again, unfortunately, I think when I'm talking about that, be very mindful of people, jealousy and envy that are arising. Like you said, jealousy and envy that are arising in people this week. And don't shame yourself if it's you, by the way, I want to say too, because the equinox is about the balance of the light and the dark, the light and the shadow. And what I'm saying is, you'll notice stuff going on in yourself. It'll just be more heightened because that's eclipse season too. But you'll notice it with other people, and it'll be really ugly with some people. And if you're in like me, you mirror everybody else's crap back at them, even when you're not saying something, you can annoy people. So you know what I mean. Just maybe keep yourself a wee bit more than what you would is what I would say. Because like I said, I've filmed all the shorts in advance. I had planned to do the healing shorts in advance, but I didn't get to do them. But so I'll get them done at some point tomorrow. Or we're just missing a couple of days, it's fine. Actually, can I just ask people now, not that people are really going to get involved, but for the people in the chat, is anybody, would you like me to continue putting out the EFT, the tapping shorts? Because I've only done 2 weeks worth, and that was the last of them last night. But I was going to film another 2 weeks worth up until the end of September. And then I'll just cross the bridge when it gets to, I was going to change it up and do a different type of healing sequences for October. Like I'll film them in advance kind of thing. But I'm just wondering because it was really just to show people some of the different things that I can do in groups and one-to-one. But I had considered, if people are really loving that, like I could make it a staple, do you know what I mean? But I don't know, I can't make any promises, but I'm just wondering if people are finding it helpful. Because it's not like I'm not going to give up, only done 2 weeks worth of it, but some of them have got quite a few views actually. But um, I'll definitely do it whenever I'm guided to. But I mean, like, if people want me to be consistent, like doing that every day, like I'll do it. Right, what have we got? But again, if people don't let me know, I might actually just put that in the membership, is what I'm saying. Um, I can't face you. Oh, but it came out like that. I can't face you right now. So again, I feel there's a collective of masculine that are like working through shame, guilt, fear, doubt, worry, stress. Hopefully not all of it, but your own stuff to be able to face the divine feminine. Stop right now. Thank you very much. I need somebody with a human touch. Hey, you always on the run. Gotta slow it down, baby. Gotta have some. Spice Girls. It's on right now. Number 21. Karmic lessons done. Boom. Also, they're going in and out of doors. So do you mean it's like eclipse hallway, eclipse doorways? Like the doors are opening and closing. I pushed you away because I was scared. Yeah, that feels like it's what was like. You know what I mean? Basically, people that have pushed you away because they were scared are returning, and or you're the person that pushed someone away because you were scared and you are planning on returning to your person. Or this isn't making sense to you, but we have to do it for the people that are. The silence is killing me. Yeah, because the silence is killing the divine masculines in that space. And what if you don't accept me for who I really am? And that's just picking up on, people that are going over all the everything that could go wrong, which is, the worst possible thing that you can do, but we all do it to some extent. You know what I mean? It's like, instead of thinking about what could go wrong, start thinking about what could go right when you. Yeah, look, and it came out again. Came out twice and I shuffled in a row. So, and now is not the right time in reverse. Yeah, so it's just really confirming that it is the right time for some people, and then I'm cutting the deck and it's not going to anymore. So that's when that message is over. So now we'll get some of these cards. And like I said, I'll just read that message that I've. Where the fuck have I put the cards? Oh, here it is. I'll just read that and then I'll go on to do Cancer in the 4th house. What have we got? What do the divine masculines need? To hear back from the divine feminines that are in this space. About a month before. Yeah, so right, he'd only passed about a month before. Yeah. But that's what it was. You found me right at the wolf moon, wasn't it? And then I was channeling all this stuff about the wolf moon and whatever, because it's not me. He was speaking through me, but yeah. Well, family, mother stuff's going to come into it. So again, this is not relevant for everyone, but oh my God. But it is a wave of twins where it is, because I did say that about the children. Our spirit babies talk to me. I wonder if you see their signs too. So like I said, if you're past that stage in your life or it's not in your plans, but it might be in God's plans, so be careful if you're not wanting that. But it's specifically, I feel that's why they got me to say that about the spirit children. Like, so this is only a handful of you, right? But I really do feel, I can feel it. Like, I feel some of you are like your future children or your past life children are, and in some cases, it could be children that have been in a past life are coming back in this life, like, are guiding you. And some of you, this is really specific, some of you could have children around you that were yours in a past life and they've come back in a different form. Like, they could be like nieces or nephews or um your friends' kids in some cases. I've had that happen like with many people. And that's difficult because it's a weird one to navigate because you've got to detach from the fact that, they're not your kids in this life. But again, it's weird. Anyone I've ever had that experience, which is quite a lot of people over the years, it's like people got it, like it was like even people that went really into this would be like, yeah, that totally that totally actually makes sense because I don't know where they get that from. Like they're like, it's kind of like but it's hard to explain. You would just know you would get it if you've been in a thing like that. But it can be difficult too because you have to. That's where if you that's how you'll know this stuff is real, and it would be good to go to somebody like myself that can help you detach from the energy to be like, that's great if you felt you were connected to someone in a past life, but you're here now. I love past lives. I could talk about it all day long. I'm fascinated by it. It's really real. I've been like that since I was really young. I've loved stuff like that. And then I love doing past life regressions. I love seeing about the past lives. I love seeing about the future lives. If you want a session like that, we can do that. I would advise you, if you're wanting any of those kind of sessions, to book soon before the end of the year because I'll be guided to put the price up on that because they take ages. I mean, I'm always sitting people, but like it's and because it's very much my own type of thing, the way that I do all of that. Like, yeah, there's loads of people that do like there's that quantum healing wait a minute, quantum healing hypnosis is to do with Dolores Cannon, but I'm very like Dolores Cannon in everything that I do. Apart from the fact that she always claimed that she wasn't channeling, she was just feeding the information back from the sessions, which I don't believe. With all the stuff that she's brought, I think again, I'm just like that is something that baffles me when people are claiming that they're not. And it's like you clearly are. It's like that's a head fuck. But anyway, but yeah, it's almost time for a serendipitous meeting. My God. stand up for yourself, you deserve to be respected. So I mean, with that coming out with the one about the door, and like I said, I'm trying to think of a way to explain what I mean about the synchronicities I've had. It was when I was in and out of sleep earlier. The Just Eat advert was like, how it's like, can somebody just eat? And then it's like sometimes it's a buzzer and sometimes it's a doorbell, right? And it's like sometimes I like to tune in. Is it going to be the doorbell? Is it going to be the buzzer? And it's like I felt like they were saying to me, it's people at the doorbell and the buzzers, or like your texts or your calls. Like, and then I was like, oh my God, that is no such thing as coincidence. How funny is that there's a man fixing the buzzer tomorrow? Like, talk about that for synchronicity. But so it's like I feel if there has been interference of messages or calls or communication that's been delayed by karmic energies or karmic situations or whatever, it's like that's getting cleared up because, like I said, because of my buzzer getting fixed. And it's really funny too because it's only affecting me and the other people on the floor because the guy explained it to me on the phone that it's because when it's an old system, the energy has to travel. So it makes sense that the people at the top, the energy runs out. So the people on the other floors aren't having the issues with the buzzer at all, or and it was so annoying because sometimes it worked, sometimes it wasn't. And I was saying this to my other friend that's quite introverted. I was like, it's totally giving me anxiety because I'm like, I'm a hermit anyway, and I can't be bothered answering the door. And like, if I've ordered something off Amazon or that, or Just Eat usually, or if I know something's coming, then fine. But when the buzzer goes, you're not expecting it, which happens to me all the fucking time because you just end up pressing, to get in for other people. So I'm kind of used to it. But what I'm saying, it was even worse because then I was having to also get my trainers ready and grab my bra, which the guy was laughing at, like to run down 4 flights of stairs. You know what I mean? Like, who can be fucking arse with that? Um, so, because I had to do that a few times when I got Just Eat, I actually had to go right down the bottom of the stairs, and I went in my jammies because I was giving zero fucks. Because how else were they going to get in? Do you know what I mean? So, because I'm too polite, yeah, they could have rang somebody else, and I was like, for the fucking hat. And then actually, I did the last couple of days. Like when my mum was at the door the other day, I was like, just ring one of the neighbours, and none of them answered. So I was like, that's fucking helpful, isn't it? When I'm always letting other people in for the for the postie and that. That's quite funny. The shadow side of Cancer would also be moaning, by the way. I've noticed that I'm moaning quite a lot, but anyway. And I don't really do that too much, but it's coming through. It's quite funny. Anyway, let's light some sage. Let's light some sage. And then I'm going to read this card and then we'll do. But yeah, there was something that happened to me last night. Just trying to think of a cryptic way to say it, but I had this like really, really wow synchronicity. And it was funny because like I said, like, my two wee nieces were like snoring away in the room and I was just, you know, watching stuff, trying to fall asleep, but wide awake. And I had this synchronicity where I was watching something, I was watching a message and I was watching somebody say something about you're going to like have this wow synchronicity. It's a bit like one of my oracle cards says that you're going to see a really wow synchronicity. And then I'll kid you not, right as the message was about that, I noticed that the likes on the video was the same as the time. So say it was like 5:57 likes, it was 5:57 in the morning. And I was like, what are the chances of that happening, right? And like I said, the message was actually about something like this. So I know, like, I know it's a buzzword to call it angel numbers and everything, but I had always, from when I started that, I had always got the guidance that it was activation codes because that's how I started off was before everyone was always noticing 333 and 144 and 444 and all of that. Like, and again, you can go back and look if you want, but you're not going to be able to look for much longer because they're deleting them. But on Facebook, like, when I was doing it, there wasn't really too many people that were doing that and getting guided to the numbers and everything and talking about like that because it's to do with ascension, it's to do with waking people up. And now it's just so common because it's like I almost feel as well it's a little bit of like it's like brainwashing because it's like the amount of people now as soon as you say 555 big changes it's like in my head as well it just comes out like 555 big changes But that's why I would say find your own meaning. Like someone was asking the membership, like, what does it mean when you see that or this number? And I was like, well, this is what it means to me, but what's important is what it means to you. Because, like, say for instance, with 1010, I'm talking about 1010 a lot because it's a 1010 portal soon. But 1010 could have different, like, there's lots of people connected to this channel that 1010 was your divorce date or your wedding date or other dates. Like, I can think of, things where that would mean something, for me as well. But it's like, so, it's good and bad and whatever for all different people. Um, but yeah, but the thing is, that's the point. Like, you should find your own meaning. But again, people have heard this speech for ages, but it's coming through. The only site that I trust, I know people have wrote books about all of this and that too, and it's each to their own discernment and that. But all I'm going to say is, like, a lot of these books, right? Like some of these decks that I use, some of them that I'm actually going to use just now, right? They're amazing, and I love all the cards and everything. But even like a lot of people that have channeled out these messages, like the things that they could not see through, the veils of illusion. Where are those cards with that they couldn't see through in the pandemic? Mind blowing. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that for me was enough to be like, I'll use these people's cards, but I stopped tuning in from like for really like all of them basically after that moment, because I was just like, there's something weird about that if they can't see that that is a complete lie and that's the truth. They're going a bit controversial tonight, but that's fine. It's eclipse season. But you know what I mean? It's like I can still, these are beautiful cards and that, but I thought, yeah, that's weird. And it's like I've said before that, like, once it's anonymous, but I was on a mediumship Zoom in I think it was 2020 or 2021. And everybody at the start of that was going on about having had a certain thing. You could read between the lines. And I was like, for being able to talk to the spirit world, how come none of their loved ones in spirit are telling them, don't do it? Do you know what I mean? So that was a bit of a head fuck too. But again, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it doesn't really faze me like how famous somebody is or how long they've been doing mediumship or how long they've been doing channeling or the other way with that too. I'm always, there's some, because yeah, I'll be honest with you, there's some people I've saw that are channeling messages, whether it be about twin flames or anything else, that some of the messages that that I can feel people's purity and pure of heart, being a clear channel, a pure channel, all of that, that I would trust some of the messages that come through these people sooner than some of these spiritual teachers and gurus and whatever else that are out there. And like I said, because there's another guy, again, I'm keeping it honest, but there's a guy that I'm still subscribed and I'd never watched any of the stuff. But the one thing that stood out to me, see, this is interesting. This is cancer too. Cancer is trauma. Oh God, and that song's sad. Always Bon Jovi's just come on. So this could, this is reminding me of another channeling I done a couple of years ago too. In that video, he fucks it up. He's completely in love with this girl, and he clearly it's either the sister or the flatmate or somebody that he cheats with, and then he's kicking himself, and it's always, and I'll be there forever and a day. Always, but we don't feel sorry for him because he's a C-word in that. He's not a nice guy. I said that bit now. I'm like, you creepy. Sorry, I nearly said the C word again. I love that song, but that fucking video pisses me off. So I need to turn away because when it gets to the bit when he's giving the eyes to the pal, I'm like, and then he's walking about all sad. It was like, yeah, well, you weren't even doing that when you were. Oh God. Anyway, see what I mean? So pulling in, I'm pulling in some tea there or some drama. But what was I saying when I was saying that? Oh God, and I was holding the card that had the truth. So again, I think that's tuning into some of the masculines that could be feeling guilty about going off with other women or other men or whatever the deal is, whether you're a woman or a man or whatever all the jazz is. But yeah, cancer is hidden stuff and trauma. So it's obviously it's what's hidden, what's lurking below is coming up, but also things that might be traumatic, memories of the past, dragging the past up. Let's hit that bit now. Who are you? I want to Google. Let's ask. I've always wondered who is that meant to be? Because maybe that's significant. Who is the friend that the guy This is a burning question for everyone. Who is a friend that the guy? Because maybe it'll specifically say, oh, it's the sister or the flatmate or the. In Bon Jovi Always video, the woman the main character cheats with is portrayed by actress Kerry Russell. She has an affair with Jack Noseworthy. What a name. Sorry if your surname's Noseworthy, but it's quite a funny. Mr. Noseworthy, will you please report to reception? Mr. Noseworthy. Right, so Jack Noseworthy's character leading to the breakup of his relationship with Carla Giugiano character. How come they've got names? It's a music video. How have they got names? I'm confused. Now I want to know more. But what is the relationship meant to be? Who is she? Who is she? That's so funny they've got right. Let's do this. Oh no, here's look. It's a classic story of a boy and a girl who make a sex who make a sex tape together. Her flatmate sees it, right? So it's a flat yeah, her flatmate sees it and he sleeps with her flatmate. She's unhappy and sleeps with an artist with a huge loft compartment apartment. Yes, clearly she needed to do that to get over it. He's not happy that the artist made a crap painting of his ex and blows up the apartment. I've no, I've no idea. I've no idea what this is going to do with things, guys. But what I'm gathering here is, you know what? I'm just glad it wasn't your sister because sometimes I've wondered, is it like maybe the wee sister or something? But it's like, or a best pal. So maybe let's hope it wasn't like a best friend flatmate. It often is, though, isn't it? But it's like I mean, like people often live with their best, but I mean, there can often be a fucking best pal that does that. But it's like let's assume in our minds, it would make me feel better about it that it was a flatmate that was just, of convenience and it wasn't like a really close friend. But obviously she's a C word. But um the point is it's about cheating. You know what I mean? Side note, there could be some very talented artists out there, like specifically men, because it's she sleeps with artists. So but yeah. Yeah, it's quite funny, isn't it? Its scenes show a young man who's torn between two different young girls, and when he cheats, his life and love world is rocked and turned upside down. Ah, see, now that's getting more specific. Now we come away from that, but that could be that, like, honestly, I'm not kidding you, right? There was a whole channeling that I done, and that was on the music channel, and it was about November I done it, and I remember I was wearing a blue top, so if anyone's resonating with this, I know nobody wants to, but it was really quite similar, and it was just basically somebody's done something they really regret and it wasn't worth it. So just in general, this could make sense to loads of people where it's where the masculine has um chose a karmic person, a karmic SLAG in that case, because that's not very nice to be stealing somebody's. Anyway, moving on. But yeah, because it's nasty. Do you know what I mean? That's why I don't like it. If you watch the video, it is. It's just horrible because it's like it's all types of CD and because I think that's what it is. It's like the flatmate finds a video of them doing a sex tape and they're going out, and then though she's at work one day or something, and then he's like giving her the eye, creepy, fuck, and then they do it, and then but then the girlfriend walks in while they're filming it. So it's like, what is this guy just filming? There was an episode of Sex in the City like that where the guy was filming him. So why is all this shit coming in about sex tapes? Didn't I say though that I did pull? Look, it's still here. I pulled that. Sex only. It says either you or your partners only want sex, except that it's okay to reach for more. But generally, I feel it's about people like it's that because that's what I think the point of that. Oh my god, I'm really analysing this video, but that's what the point of that is too. Is that he's given in to the devil. And actually today is the 15th, which is the devil card in the tarot. Like he's given in to the devil, he's given in to temptation, and it isn't worth it because he's walking about crying like it wasn't worth it. Because obviously the wee ho 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 that was the flatmate, it's like, whatever. Because they're both, that's the thing, they're both crying and oh look, being a victim. Oh my god. What am I channeling? So it's like two people that have done something really not okay, no morals and all that, fucked somebody over that didn't deserve it, and then they're playing the victim. That's a story. You feel helpless to change your love life, but you can change whenever you want. So take the words as it resonates, but it's interesting that that just flipped out and I was saying that. So again, don't make this yours if it's not yours, but it's basically if somebody sorry, I'm trying to say it laughing, but if somebody fucking tagged your flatmate, then this might be resonating. Whoever you are in the equation. But if you're in the equation, man, woman, whatever, where you were hurt by people's actions, and I've got you my prayers. And actually, if you're the people that done it, I've got you my prayers too, because there would be a lot of shame and guilt and everything that comes with that too. But if it's not that specific, it's basically two people that done something really wrong to somebody that didn't deserve it. So that is quite specific because you can't say that about people that are like with somebody that's like not, you know, a flatmate, or a friend, or a family member. As the ankh fell off again. Okay, no, wait a minute. I need to be careful here. But then I think that falling off at that timing was, I don't think I know that that was meaningful because this is about the masculine and the feminine, coming together, birthing something new, like a union. But also, like when karmic people sabotage unions, it literally stops the masculine and the feminine bringing in these new earth children, which is what the sabotage is all about for a lot of people that are of that. If you can stop people having sex, you can certainly stop them having procreating, and you know what I mean. So it's right. What else? Untrue stories. You tell yourself bad things, change your stories, and see the good that can happen. So again, I really do feel that, I feel this is if some of you have been hurt in the past, you've got to start telling yourself that you didn't deserve it, you're worthy, you're loved. You've obviously just picked wrong ends, or it's not a reflection on you, it's a reflection of the hurt that the people were in for doing that. Um, and like I said, praying for everyone involved. But it's about, don't fall into being the victim of like, oh, I always track people that are going to cheat on me. There's a feed of cheating card in here. It hounds me. Let's see. Procrastinate. Don't make someone wait around too long. They may give up on you. Now, what's interesting is look, that guy looks depressed because it's like a guy sitting about. He's got everything around him. His laptop. He's got his big hoodie on. He's having a nap. And so this feels like this feels like some of the masculines that are maybe sitting in shame and guilt and worry and stress and procrastination, worrying about the past, whatever's went on. Hopefully, it's not as specific as that, but whatever, it could just be like going off with somebody else, whatever, or going off with several different people, and holding off and holding off and holding off. And I was about to say, and getting more jealous and more jealous and more jealous and wondering what's happening because in that video he sets fire to the guy that she sleeps with, the apartment, which is a bit dramatic because I think she was entitled to go away and have a one night stand if that happened to her. We're getting too involved in the story here. But look, pent up anger. You have unresolved feelings from your past that make you resentful towards others. So yeah, I feel there's something here about like this is definitely. I've got really into this now, but I need to sort of wrap it up to go to the next bit. But I bet the story will continue whenever I'm doing mediumship Monday with it. I feel it'll continue. It's like someone's got unresolved pent up anger from somebody that's hurt them in the past, and it's like you're telling yourself stories that like everybody's like that, or it's going to happen again, or if you're the one that's cheated or been a serial cheater in some cases, whether you're a man or a woman, it's like, I'm never going to change. I'm always going to be like this. And that's what I mean. Victim mode either way. Yeah, you'll always be like that if you tell yourself that and you listen to all the people around you. But if you decide, actually, I don't want to hurt people like that because it's hurt when I've been on the receiving end of that. And I might have done it in the past, but I forgive myself and I'm starting from this day on, or I'm going to wake up tomorrow and start anew. And that's the thing, if the people that have really got your back will have your back and they'll support you with changing. people that want to hold you back in an old timeline will keep going on about the past and, you know, and hold you in that lower frequency. And that's when, you know, it's time to move on. But a lot of people don't, because you'll be like, oh, they're my friends or my family. That this is almost the exact same message that I channeled on the shorts for today, I think. I think it was the one for today. That's so weird. I've just had a deja vu. I think it was the one I channeled for today was similar. Or over the weekend. It was something like that. Like indecision, right? Procrastination, indecision. That is distorted, or that other deck said weak, sorry, and that, oh, and then I nearly said insecure. Yeah, weak, insecure, masculine energy, which can be in men or women. It's not making a decision, it's procrastinating, it's staying stuck for years on end, and it's that spell work and black magic too. And that's what I mean. Saturn going back into Pisces is kind of doing that to people. It's pulling you back to the past. And because today's the 15th and the devil card, be wary of falling back into that energy. Procrastinate, fucking hell. Holy shit, same one again. Look at all of them. It's obviously hitting with some people. Hard to get. You're missing opportunities by playing hard to get. Give someone a chance. That is also not that is also the weaker side of masculine energy, because the masculine goes towards the feminine. The masculine doesn't be like, oh, come and chase me. I want all the girls to chase me. Or do you know what I mean? But actually, hard to get was in the verse, and now indecision's in the verse. So I think they're telling you, some people, some of you out there, or your twin flames, have actually moved through this. So, okay. Right, so that was so interesting. A lot of that just came from the always thing. So that feels like personal messages. Wow, the lore, never knew there was so much story behind it. Yeah, I mean, but that's so weird that they've got full last names. But it shows you that, like, it shows you the input, the creativity, really, that people put in to a music video. So, like, that's obviously so that people really got into the storyline. Do you know what I mean? That, like, you know, the flatmate's called Mrs. Ho Ho Ho, you know, and whatever her name is, and whatever her name is, because that's what it ended up being like. Whatever her name is, it's not worth it. And you know, whatever his name is, and whatever, you know what I mean. It's like so that people got into character, and you feel it, because look how much it does evoke emotion in me. But that was honestly, that song was one of my favorites. I mean, it still is. I love it. And I'll be there forever and the day. Oh, I'll be there when but it's just funny, because it's like, who is it that's the bit I don't really get, actually. I do get it, but it's like, it's such a beautiful song, but it's sad, because it's really, it's meant to be the guy that's done the dirty that's singing like that, but he's never going to get her again. Which, side note, that's not in the twin flame journey, so nobody panic out there. Might seem like it, but it's no diggity. Oh, that's from my thing. Got the bag. I like the way you work it. No diggity. I like the bag. I was actually reminiscing with my best friend when we went out that there was this club. Well, it wasn't really a club. I think it was a club. It was like a bar, right? And I remember it must have been right when we're I don't know, was it? Maybe it was like the end of high school or something. But it was like R&B and rap music and that. And there was most of my friends didn't like that type of music, but I love it. I still love it now, and I loved it then. So it was like there was only a few friends I had that were outside my main friendship group that when I went out there with my own, like, we would love going to that bar and stuff. But also the drink was so cheap. It was like like, I don't know, honestly, it was like 150 or something. I'm not even kidding. It was mental. Back in the day where they didn't, the first thing they said was single or a double. That's what they seem to say now. They say single or a double. If I wanted a double, I'd tell you. Why are you asking me that? It's weird. But it's obviously so that when you're more drunk, I don't know. But they never used to do that. But it was like you could get a double there, and it honestly would have been about £3. But that shows you how old I am, because it's certainly not that now. It was like £17 a round when I went out at the festival. Obviously, it was the festival, but I think it was something random like 14.50 when I got to the other place where we settled. But I think it was £17 a round at the actual festival. I was like, fucking hell. I used to be able to go and get like a half pint, and it'd be like, you know what I mean? It'd be like a tenner a round. It's nuts. Anyway, I don't drink, by the way, guys. I just do it like once a year, or, you know, so I'm just So maybe someone's, because the devil's addictions as well, maybe somebody's been healing from addictions, specifically sex addiction and alcohol, with what I've spoken about. So these are some Mother Mary cards, because like I mentioned, whenever I wear this colour, I always feel Mother Mary really strongly. So Mother Mary or Jesus, the kind of light blues I associate with Jesus, Mother Mary. So Our Lady who gives peace, you have been holding on to deep concern, and I ask you to hand it over to me now. So again, this could be the worry that some people have been in. Allow me to offer you a gift in exchange for your devotion and trust. I offer you the gift of peace. Peace that all is now resolved according to my grace. Peace that the material situation is flowing towards perfect completion. My peace with you now, my beloved. It's lovely, that one. Our Lady of Creative Choice. No matter what is happening in your life or how powerless you may feel to bring about change, fear not. If you knew how much power you had, you would laugh with relief. You don't have to control anything or anyone to feel empowered. That's a hard one in Virgo season because that can be about control. And actually, procrastinate's come out a lot because that's to do with Virgo season too. You know what I mean? You can fall into a lot of procrastination and not do anything. Your power doesn't come from controlling outcomes, it flows from your endless capacity to make choices. What is your heart's choice in this moment? Right. And I feel that goes back to the cards about I want to be with you and I want to tell you how I feel. And some people it's so urgent, I want to tell you how I feel. What would you do if I turn up at your door? Or how would you respond if I text you or call you? Or you know what I mean? However that fits. So yes, I think that completes the twin flame messages. And channeled astrology, I've already spoke about. I'll speak about it in the next one. But yeah, basically the new moon solar eclipse is on uh what day is today? Monday. Yeah, it's on Sunday. So and then the equinox is the next day. So that's intense. It's what, within 24 hours or something. And also that eclipse links back to 19 years ago. So think back to what was going on in your life 19 years ago. And it's quite funny because when I was thinking about it, I was like, oh, that's kind of funny because that would have been when I was spending a lot of time with my twin flame. You know what I mean? Like on and not like that was in the fun of it before the kind of like the weirdness. Dharma unfolding. Remember that you're on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. So take one step at a time if you're trying to push through fear, procrastination. The song that's on just now is number 16, Power Moment. Tomorrow's the 16th. There's a lot about the numbers. There always is, but more so tonight. What else? What other? I just want to see if any of the energies that I've mentioned come out. They might not even be in the deck, but so Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Melchizedek, Jesus. Did I mention any other ones? Neither are the strong ones, but I mean they're coming in strong. If that's the only ones that are there, that's strong energies. Green Parrot's in that other card. Oh no, is that not the one I just know? Master Buddha, increased awareness, deep connection. There's that word again. Trust your inner voice. I feel, yeah, if this is for you, like someone's really getting a strong, strong feeling, it's now or never. And that's why that card to me is always urgent when it's like, I'd wonder what you do if I just turn up, or if I just call you, or if I just text you, or yeah. It's all those films where somebody's like, oh my God, I've just realized in love. I need to go and tell them now. It's like 4 in the morning. The As Good as It Gets. That's the one. I always get As Good as It Gets mixed up with the other one that's also good. They're very similar films. One's with Diane Keaton, and the other one is with that Helen Hunt. What's the other one called? I always forget the name of that other one. But both films are about, well, because it's Jack Nicholson's the lead in both, but both films are. So this could really actually speak to you if either you're an older male that is like been avoiding like true intimacy or trying to dodge falling in love or accepting that you fall in love, or if your person's like this. So yes, I know there's going to be a lot of people resonate out there, but I mean like quite a lot older, like older, like on the old, older. I mean, old. I mean, this is so weird because my niece said to me today, she was like, "It's 40 old," and I was like, "Well, it depends." I was like, To a vast majority of people, no, 40 is not old. But if you were asking a 20-year-old or, like maybe people, yeah, I'd say people maybe younger than, mid 20s, later, they would see 40 as old. So, and I felt that was quite a good answer. And then when I was like, like grandpa and grandma, like they're old. Sorry, dad, mom and dad. But she was like, grandpa isn't old. He's not even got any grey hair. And I was like, yes, that's true. And this is unfair because I am his daughter and my hair's been going grey since I was like 24 or something. And I mean I've got an older 5 years sister that's 5 years older and her hair isn't grey either. So I got the grey hair, I got the fucking bad eyesight. You win some, you lose some, guys. You know what I'm saying? That song's on right now. I'm a creep, I'm a weirdo. You're so very special. I wish I was special. Well, that's not a very nice way to talk to yourself for one. But you know what I mean? That's quite a deep song, that. But it's like somebody's, well, not talking very nice to themselves, basically. So, um, comparing, that is what happens in Virgo. So comparing yourself. You shouldn't oh my God, don't tell me that. Back guides are hilarious. Do you know what's come on now? I'm just trying to think of the words. Well, the main thing is The Boy Is Mine. That's literally just come on. Brandy and Monica. I'm sorry to the boy is mine. It's basically if you're young out there and you've never seen it, it's just two girls. It's a good song because it's like they're both in harmony singing, like, and she's like, he's mine, no, he's mine, no, he's mine, he's mine. So actually, what I'm getting from this is, oh, is your yeah? Well, I'm not going to say what age my dad is, but my dad's reaching a turning point this year. So, but my mum and dad both don't look their age, but obviously they are older, but yeah, that song coming on, like I feel this is that's two girls fighting over a guy saying he's mine. But this actually, I feel this could be for some masculines where there's like quite a few people that would want you to be theirs. So this is for a whole. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry if you're the females that are in the masculine energy. It's really coming very strongly through. This is for a group of males where there could be quite a few people going after you. You're highly sought after, but are you highly sought after for the right reasons? Um, that could be what that's about too, with that card that says sex only, because that can also be about like, some people are only interested in people for that and they're not. I don't want to hear about your feelings. I'm not. It's like because it's like it can be the other way because it's like in that awkward moment, which is one of my favorites, and that always and that's actually that's got a moment in that, like most films where he has avoided he's tried to dodge falling in love, and then he's you can't. He has fallen in love, and he then has to go and but it's deeper. If you've seen that, there's a really poignant bit in it where he's not there for her. Oh God, so that's coming in. So that's going to be relevant actually, because it's like, well, something bad's happens to her. Yeah, I wouldn't spoil it if you've not seen it. And then there's a great bit when he goes to just like he goes to her like it's normal. That's like what a dismissive avoidant person would do. You know what I mean? They like pick up like it's just where you left off. And she's like thinking, "Are you fucking for real? Like you've just left me. You've just abandoned me when I really needed you." And she's like, "What do you think relationships are? All relationships are being there for you when you need each other." And because they hadn't actually, they weren't properly going out, they were dating, but they were liking, they're starting to like each other. And it's really deep, and then he like spirals, and like I always say, it's hilarious because it's like it seems to take him a couple of weeks or months, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm in love," and he goes and admits his feelings. In real life, that could be decades or years, which is why I always say, sorry, people that have been in separation from your person a year. I empathize with you, believe me, I do. But for those of us that, and again, you shouldn't compare, but I'm going to right now, a year is nothing. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just nothing on this journey to me. It's like absolutely nothing. Like this year's just flew by. So I kind of, I just time is an illusion to me. So and when it's your twin flame anyway, it is like I know I just said that about picking up like where you left off. But it kind of is like that. It doesn't really matter how many years go by, the feelings don't change, and it's kind of interesting. But I'm just going to see how that finishes. Do they actually maybe don't either of them don't even change? Don't pick them. Yeah, they're both interesting. So that they're both at the door at the end, and he's at the door. So that could be somebody was playing two people off against each other. Actually, take all the leave the bits if they don't resonate. But so like I said, that's either that somebody was trying to make a procrastinating between two, or somebody just gets a whole load of attention and people like pulling at their energy. But when we tie it together with the message that came out in the start, it doesn't really matter how many people want this person, they want you. Or if you're the divine masculine, it doesn't matter how many people want you, you want the divine feminine. And it's probably because all the other people are easily accessible and they're tapping at your door and they're on your text or in your WhatsApp or they're in your, you know what I mean? Not attractive. When a man is in the healed energy, not attractive, it's the biggest stick because it's like, ooh. When the man is in the distorted, and the women actually, sadly, you're going to gravitate to one another. So I think that's what that's about as well. The always video that where when people are in the devil toxic energy, lost, that can't see it all tying together. Because sometimes the devil card talking about sex can be a good thing, and sometimes talking about sex it can be a really dark side of it, where people have given in to temptation and then it's caused a whole load of hurt. Um, but either way, if that is the case, if this is resonating, it feels like someone's not in that now, and because they're in their feelings, it's like all the guilt and stuff coming up. Talking about sex, and the CERN card comes up. Serenius, life force, express your drive and passion, sensual and sexual powers are increased. But what I'm getting from this is that's what I mean, like that feels like Kundalini, very powerful sexual energy. And when you're in that part of your awakening, like it's almost like God will keep you away from the karmic energies that are at you, whether you're a man or a woman, whether they're a man or a woman that are trying to get at you. Oh God, honestly, that is so nuts because, like I said, it's like I've got that many guides that work with me that I'd be sitting here for 5 hours mentioning them all, but there's different ones that come in at different points, and it does just feel like an energy that was around a few months ago is very strongly around because there's Melchizedek. And there's a lot about sacred geometry because I've got the sacred geometry relationship cards and I've not been able to find them. Honestly, they've been lost for most of the year. But I'll find, that's what I'm when I tidy up during the most of October, I'll find those cards again. But there's sacred geometry. One's just sacred geometry and one's like sacred geometry relationships. But if you've been seeing a lot of sacred geometry, then this could be making sense to you too. But so yeah, that's what me getting the lights and that were all about. And then like I said, they drew me to my shorts about that. So it might be showing up for you on your first, but if not, if you scroll back, it was like I was wearing that blue top that made me look like a dentist. I think I've ever worn it again. I think I maybe wore it once, but I think I just wore it that once. But again, it was all because of the blue. It was a message for blue rays, but it was also like the blue rose and Melchizedek energy. So look, higher learning. You've learned from experience. More inner study is now required for further progress. I think that's know about. I'll just put it in the. I don't know. We'll compromise. We'll do this. So basically, I feel Melchizedek and Mary Magdalene Jesus really strongly guiding divine masculine with your healing. Hilarion, divine healing. Honor your sensitivity, which that's like the green tarot card at the start. Retreat to recharge and heal. Cancer moon right now is about resting. Your light can support others. Like basically, when you retreat and take that time to go inwards, which a lot of divine masculines might have already done, and this is why this message is coming up about now you're just procrastinating. There's the light language card, which is what I'm doing every time I'm on here. Light language, universal language of oneness, of love, listen with your heart. And that's why fuck, it was the light was bouncing off. Anyway, Right, we'll bring this one to a close. I'll read that card and then we'll go into Cancer because we're about 55%. So 55 could be an age as well. So yeah, why I was when I started talking about Jack Nicholson and that is because both those films. What the fuck? I can never remember the other one. Both those films are quite similar. No, they're not actually. The one with Diane Keaton is like they both like each other, and I think they sleep with each other a few times. But he's like an aging player. That's the best way to put it. And he like leaves it right till the last minute. That's quite a funny way. It's funny. That's the way. That is what the film's about. But that's quite a funny way to put it. But I'm talking like it is. Like I don't know. I don't know what age they're meant to be. Oh look, you're 55. Well, there you go. That can mean something. I don't know what age. I don't know. I don't know. I'm shit at guessing ages. I don't know what. But he's significantly older in both these films, and so it's like the point is you shouldn't be wasting that much time if you're lucky enough to have fallen in love with somebody and they fall in love with you. Why are you wasting even more time? Is Does anyone know the name of that film? Because it's really pissing me off. I might need to Google it if nobody can remember. But anyway, in As Good as It Gets, that's different. That's the one where she's the waitress and he has got like OCD and he's really particular and he goes to the same place for his breakfast or lunch every day or something. And he's quite rude and he's like, really funny about, I think he brings his own cutlery and stuff like that. And but she's got a son that's ill and does he like randomly sort something for a doctor to come and help the kid with what they need help with or something? So, but really the whole point of the film is that he's quite awkward and really she's quite awkward, and they like strike up a bit of a romance, a weird one, and then they go on this car ride to help this gay neighbor. Okay, this is so weird. It's a weird. Yes, that's it. Something's got to give. Yeah, I've not watched that for ages. I need to watch that because I do love it. But so I'm just mentioning because some people. Thank you for that, Renee. Some maybe you need to watch both these films, but something's got to give. It's brilliant. I really can't remember. That's basically it. That's the one that's like it's that he's like. I think he is like going off for younger women in that too, if I remember rightly. But he's in love with the Diane Keaton, and she's just like, oh, I can't fucking deal with this anymore, like whatever. And then right at the end of it, like he goes to get her. I just remember that. But like he's wasted a lot of time, so that kind of fits to that procrastinating thing. And then, but in As Good as It Gets, which that's the one I'm talking about, the waitress. He's never been in love before, and he's in his own wee world, and then he falls in love with her, and she's very guarded because her whole life is consumed with looking after her ill child and working and stuff. And then so like they have like a few wee sweet wee moments, and then really, but the best part of the whole film, spoiler alert if you haven't seen this because I'm about to spoil it, is that that's the film I always flash up my mind when there is going to be like out the blue declarations of love and stuff, because he does realize like in the wee hours when he's talking to the flatmate, and it's the flatmate, he's like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I feel like I'm freaking out and all this kind of stuff. And the gay guy's like, well, you're in love. That's what's wrong with you. And then, and he's like, just go and tell her now. If you feel like, go and tell her now for the moment passes. So like he goes, and then the thing that I think is always, so I love all the, I notice all the wee details, but I think that's really beautiful is like he's really funny about always locking the door and you know things like. And again, look, I'm no slagging that off, guys. I'm like that. Like, see, every night before I go to sleep, and God forbid me if I forget one of these times, however many times I pass the front door, which is loads when I'm sleeping in the living room, but whenever I'm sleeping, whether it's a bedroom where I've now merged back to, after I've done soul retrieval in the bedroom, but like, because that's a real thing. I spoke about that in the post. I'll put that below, but that is a real thing. If you need house cleaning and you believe it and you're open to it, people feel the difference. But I was unintentionally doing soul retrieval in my own bedroom. I kind of did know I was doing that, but it's like now I just feel like, yeah, I'm meant to go back now. And that's the magic of in the second level of membership when we've been doing the spiritual, mental, emotional, physical clearing, and now we're on the week of physical manifestation. It's not a coincidence that I'm like, I need to go back into my bedroom. And I've just realized it was literally on the day. It was literally on the day, because that the day of the physical manifestation, like the manifestation bit of it, was Saturday, and that's when I've went back into my room. That's nuts. See what I mean? That's how I benefit from this too. It's crazy if you think about some of the things that you've noticed if you were really going along with that in the membership, and even if you weren't, I bet there'll be things, and you know. So if anyone's noticed and you want to write a couple of wee lines about it, that'd be helpful for, and it just motivates me to do more stuff like that, you know, in public and in the membership. But anyway, so but yeah, it's right when he's leaving the house to go and tell her that he loves her. He's like, I didn't put the lock on, or something like that. And another guy's like, what? And he's like, I always like obsessively put the lock on, or something. I don't know if it's something to do with the door. And the point is, it's because she calms him down. Like she brings something out in him that nobody else does. That calms down that kind of anxious or, you know, compulsive things that really, like, you know, you don't need to have ADHD, autism, or anxiety, or any of the other reasons, or obviously OCD, but these can all overlap. You don't need to have anything like that to have traits like that, because that's actually really quite common. But if you do have any or all of these things, you will definitely do wee things like that. You know what I mean? Or you'll have people around you that do. Because, like I said, my thing is, that's the biggest thing. Like when I'm out, I need to check for my phone, my keys, and if I've got, I always keep my, as you see, because I'm always like, I always need to take them out. But like I always check for my phone and my keys. And if I had a purse on me, I would always be checking. But I mean, they're in my phone, so that helps. But I'm always checking where my phone and my keys are, like far too much. And then when I'm in the house, I always, whenever I pass the door, I check that the door's locked. But the funny thing is, my door locks anyway. Like you can't open it from the outside. You know what I mean? Like it's not like one that you could just like open the door from the outside. So it's a bit nuts. But it's kind of like, but I know that lots of you will know what I mean, and you'll do stuff like this too. But this is going to have very specific meaning to whoever this makes sense to, because that, you know, and then it's really romantic. But he says something like, when he goes, she's like, because she's funny. She's like, you know, what are you doing here? Do you know what I mean? And then what was it he says again? He's like, you know, you make me want to be a better man. That's the nicest bit. But he's like, you know, you make me feel calm, or something like that. And it's really, so again, this is, I feel I'm directly channeling the messages from how some of the masculines feel. I don't know if you can hear that, but if you can, I might mute it. Hello, Lexi, how you doing? Um, but yeah, it's funny too, because the mum's like, you know, she's like, why can't I just have a normal boyfriend? And the mum's like, we all want that, dear. It's not like, do you know what I mean? Something, what is it? She's like, why can't I just get a normal boyfriend? You know, it's never simple. And the mum's like, you know, we all want that, dear, but it's always like, it's never, not, life isn't simple. It's something like that. It's quite funny. But anyway, it's a brilliant, even though I've told you what happens here, it is a brilliant film. And the whole point is that card reminds me of it. What would you do if I turned up at your door to expect me? Like someone's just in that moment of will I, won't I? So it's not everyone. Don't get excited if you're not in that part of the journey. And basically, even if you've been on this journey for years, don't get excited either. Just tell me if it happens, kind of thing. Yeah, that's kind of when you'll know if it happens. Right. And I won't tell everyone else. If you don't want me to tell everyone, well, I'll tell everyone else, but I won't tell everyone who it was. So it's on you if you come in, you're like, yay, and I wouldn't advise you do that. Don't come and tell everybody. My name, Slim Shadys just came on. That's the one that's like, with the real Slim Shady, please stand up. That is always my sign that somebody has confused a divine feminine with a karmic energy. So there we go. The boy is mine, the boy is mine energy. That's what it is. This came up in the shorts too. That's what today's one was. Today's one was somebody's really sad because they're realizing they picked a karmic energy over their twin flame. So it's like, in this case, this is somebody that was in denial about whether that even matters that much. Like, yeah, I'm pulled to this person. I'm really attracted. We've got a soul connection, but I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm going to pick this other person. There's loads of soulmates. Like, I'm going to pick this person. And that's the kind of, that's kind of energy I'm picking up on. Because that's what that song's about. You know what I mean? Somebody's chose the fraud, the fake, the counterfeit, and now realizing who the true counterpart is. Okay, So let's now read this card, and then we're going to go into Cancer. So, me either, but I love them both. I'll watch. Yeah, story of my life, procrastination. Yeah, a lot of people that tune into me because it was a story of my life for a long time too. And I can still fall into that, if I don't watch, but I can kick my own ass when I do. Or I'll go and get other people to kick my ass if I can't kick my ass out of it, kind of thing. But usually it kicks my ass, kicking all your asses lovingly and energetically. So 2 marriages before I found mine. Well, you've got your lobster now, so you found your way there. Flame just got home, so I'll probably jump off. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, suit yourself. Thank you for being here for this bit of time. So I'm going to read this, and I'm going to go on to Cancer, and I think I better change the mic or it'll die. So follow the stream. Dedication, trust, future rivers and oceans. Streams can begin as small trickles and end up as immense rivers and vast oceans. They've been providing humanity with sustenance since we first appeared on the planet. Follow the stream and trust that one day it will carry you to the rivers and oceans of your future. You're being called to surrender to the current of the waters you're in, to trust the path you're walking, and to keep showing up day after day. And that was like the word on one of the other cards, just show up. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's like that, you just one fruit in front of the other, baby steps kind of thing, especially if you're coming out of dark night. So what might seem like a small trickle right now holds the promise of becoming a river or an ocean in the world. Keep putting one foot. Oh, I just said, of course, it's saying what I just said. Keep putting one foot in front of the other and trust your path. This is a card of trust. You may not be able to see the future outcome, or perhaps you're not quite sure how to get where you're going on the journey. There will be many steps that require faith. That's why we've always got have faith wherever it is. This may be one of them. You're being encouraged to find that faith, to keep facing your true north. That's your north node. We just had the full moon conjunct the north node in Pisces, so that was about releasing the past to follow your future, is what it meant to me. And then this new moon that's coming up is about new beginnings, but it's also about releasing the past because it's conjunct the south. Well, it's close to the south node, which is about the past lives, which is also why I'm talking about past lives. And as my name is with the real Slim Shady, please stand up. That's releasing the karmic energies for your destiny. What's been sabotaged or sabotaging yourself in some cases. And I think that's why they're getting me to mention those films too. Because definitely with that first one, the one that I can't remember a lot of it, that's self-sabotage. Because that is a classic, somebody that's running away from love. Both run away from love, but the other one's not exactly the same. So commit to your passions and be dedicated to what you're creating. Keep showing up day after day after day. If you do, before you know it, you'll have created something huge simply by showing up in small, consistent ways. That's Virgo as well. What you do every day matters. The routine, the ritual, so it's your work. Because whatever you do every day, most people, it's something to do with work. Or if you work from home or you've got your own hours, it's what is your daily routine, what helps you get through life, you know what I mean? Or it's being of service as well. And so because that new moon is in Virgo, all these things are a theme. And then because eclipses, like the energy lasts 5 to 6 months after it. That's what's important about, when you're setting your intentions around the weekend, or really kind of leave it a bit, because when it's an eclipse it's slightly different, but it's a different kind of energy, but it's not exactly the same as a new moon. But just keep in mind that it's a second chance is the biggest thing I kept channeling, because this is the second new moon in Virgo. Oh my god, that's so clever. Now it's I don't want to miss a thing, but you know how that's got the whole thing about two guys. So this is so weird. I've just channeled about a guy that's got two women, even if it's just energetically, but it feels like more than two. It feels like quite a few people wanting someone, or then this can be for groups of people. But now that is Pearl Harbor, where that's horrible, isn't it? I've not seen that. I've not actually watched that since I was a teenager because I just find it so annoying. It's so annoying. It's heartbreaking. I just don't want to watch it again. But I remember enough of it that it's what a choice, Josh Hartnett or Ben Affleck. You know what I mean? That is quite a dilemma. It's like the one in the notebook when it's like, oh, James Marsden or Ryan Gosling. It's like, this is like getting me choose between like fizzy sweeties and chocolate. I like them equally. You know what I mean? So maybe something could have felt like this. I don't know. It depends what mood I'm in. Maybe you've got a lot of Gemini somewhere. But it's kind of like seriously, maybe you've got Gemini in the seventh house or something and you like variety. But um yeah, there's a bit of a theme here because now it's like a girl pulled between two guys, and the other one it was a guy pulled between two girls. But it's, same sex, take it for whatever as well. But that's interesting. So I think that could be as well though. Now I think it's that like this is for people that resonate where both of those guys want her. So that could be like there's quite a few people that want you if you're the divine feminine or you're divine feminine. But again, it's the divine feminine wants the divine masculine. So this is I'm being clear. I'm only speaking to a collective where people have moved through the bit where it's like, oh, girl in the red dress, I'm getting distracted with 15 today being the devil card. Or, oh, guy holding the chocolate on that tarot deck that I'm going to use in a minute. Oh, I'll just follow him. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know he's not my twin flame, but I'll just follow him. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is people that have moved through the karmic lessons and no shame because it's part of the journey, but this is people that have moved through that part of the journey. And it's like, it doesn't matter how many people want you or your person, you both want each other. Boom, drop the mic. Love it. So let's shuffle the tarot because of how I channeled that. Did I read the rest of that? But oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. Showing up in small, consistent ways. Like I said, although that this channel is very humble and very small right now, but again, in another way, nearly 1,500 people is a lot of people. If I was doing a talk and there was 1,500 people in the room, that's a lot of fucking people. But that's a bad example because you're lucky if you get half the people of what you've got even tuning in. You know what I mean? Like it's not like everyone turns up to watch. Like that happens on like nobody's channel. But well, look, Eight the Swords. See, that's the energy I was feeling. This is people that are stuck in procrastination, doubt, fear, and worry, and not going forward when they are actually free. Because she's trapped in the puddle, but she's not trapped in reality. So that's you, whether you're a woman or a man. You're stuck in your head, but you could free yourself by taking action. And that's what my challenge is all about. Fuck it, let's go. I think I'm going to have to run that before the end of the year. Like, basically, I've just tested, I didn't do it the same format, but I've tested doing it in a way of a month in the membership. And although it's clear, what I mean, that some of you felt the benefit for that, and I've just spoke about that it's got me back in my room, and I hadn't even known that that's what it was going to do for me, but that's brilliant because it's not healthy. It wasn't healthy that I was working here and sleeping here. Can you imagine? I'm finishing a live, putting the laptop away, putting the cards away, a lot of time chucking them on the floor and tidying them up like later, a week later sometimes. But I do it a week later, you know what I mean? I was leaving it, I have to because I have to hoover and everything. But it's not healthy. And then like going to sleep and watching it, it's all, you know what I mean? I need to go back when I'm meant to go to sleep. But I trusted it was for a reason. And now it's like, yeah, I feel I've had enough time and cleared the energy that I need to go back in the room now. So, but I've always felt as well, with me being sleeping on the couch and there was no need, logically, this could be like people that were going through breakups, sleeping on the couch. And then now this is them transition into their new life. Unless that's some people going back to the past and going back in the marital bed or the bed, you know what I mean? But it's I feel it's more about moving on. It's time for the next step. Because it's pretty honestly, it's nearly been like the time I worked it out. It's been like a crazy because it's like it's like nine. I think it is 9 months or 10 months that I think it's been about 9 months that I've been sleeping on here, so that's kind of weird. But like so, whatever that all means, you've been birthing a new you. My word, my back would be out sleeping on the couch. No, but I'm going to miss it. I've had the best sleeps ever. But I have to say, having now slept in my bed for the past 2 nights, oh my God, I don't know how. And also the nap I had when I came back from the hospital the other day, although I didn't actually sleep, it's just I forgot how comfy my bed actually is. And I've got like a warmer duvet as well. So it was like, it's just comfy. It is really, I don't know. It's weird. But it is also, I do make it really cozy here. Because remember, you even said that this looks like a comfy couch. It is. But I'll still sleep here sometimes, but I don't, there's not a, anyway, I just trust my guides. There was a reason for it. But, um, yeah, I am no man's peace. I don't know what that, but, oh, right. Yeah, that, you are, Lexi. Look, 6 of Cups. So that's reminiscing about the past. Talk about soulmates, twin flames, can't get over the past. That is just the past in general. Childhood. I've spoken about childhood too. But yeah, that's just basically tying it all together. Somebody can't get over the past, somebody can't move on from the past. So this is maybe somebody that's like, oh yeah, I'll be able to like, get over them. I'll get under people to get over them, and it's not worked. So now I'm gonna have to fucking make a move. I'm gonna have to apologize. It's the guy's like, Lucas, I just love this card. 3 of Wands. He's like, right, what a fucking situ this is. But I'm gonna have my wee coffee here, and I'm going to contemplate my life, and then I'm going to say, fuck it, let's go. I'm not going to procrastinate because it's the 3 of Wands is the card before the 4 of Wands, the infamous 18-4 union number. So yes, this is absolutely the energy of, oh, no, sorry, Melchizedek, you might need to take a back seat to, because that's that energy. I wonder what you would do if I showed up at your door. Expect me. But it isn't spontaneous. I've been planning it. And also that's the future too. Like this person's been thinking about this for a while because they're unhappy and they're coming out of hermit mode and they're unhappy without you and they want to come in for a victory and they want to come in fast. I've been healing from the past. You're what makes me happy. You're what calms me down, so I'm coming in fast. Sorry, these cards are fucking banter because it's all the guys like, it's like, and it's like, I'm coming to apologize. I'm coming to apologize. Can you hear me telepathically apologizing through this shell? And the Divine Feminine's like, I don't know what you're saying to me. I can feel that you're saying something, but I'm confused. What are you saying to me? I can feel you saying. Sorry, this is the funniest channel I've done in a while. Is the collective energy just anger or what? No, so Lexi, basically what it is, God let it be a puppy. What it is it's by the way, I've been seeing lots of shorts about puppies. So maybe that's a good sign for your puppy. But like literally just earlier I saw the cutest one of people cuddling up to puppies. I mean, who doesn't love that? And then last night they showed me one of like puppy yoga or something. Puppies are unconditional love though. Dogs are unconditional love because that's one of my power animals at my heart. And loyalty. And like I always say, I shouldn't need to prove how loyal and unconditionally loving I am with a lot of things in life. But it's coming to me there. I don't know. It went away. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, whoa! Now I've just pulled the 4 of Wands, but it's in reverse. So yeah, that's what I mean. This is all the stuff that has held the real unions back has been the energetic tug of war, or literally in some cases, of the masculines being pulled to what is not their forever. Union sabotaged. Or sabotaging it yourself, or a mixture of both. But yeah, the anger is because this is the week building up to the equinox, and then we've also got the new moon the day before. It's the emotions are very light and dark, light and shadow. So like, watch from the start, and you'll see what I said. But it's just basically yeah, it is a rough week. It's always a rough week. Yeah, moving on. So that is when I channeled that bit about like I felt that was me channeling the energy of a lot of masculines that are in that place of when I was sleeping on the couch because of the weird way that they use my body to feel the aches and pains, or in that very extreme case. But don't feel sorry for me because I've had a really comfy sleep in the bed. But because remember, it actually, it's kind of funny in a way. It originates from a bit. I don't know if I'd say trauma, but the whole reason I stayed sleeping in here was my nieces had stayed. I think they'd stayed sometime in January or something, and whenever they stay, it's always just really fun. Like that's the first time we haven't done that actually in a couple of years. Like I wanted to sleep through here because it's easier, but when the bed was all made up and it looks so comfy, and I've got my tiger duvet on it and that. And especially with her now informing me that her favourite is tigers and wolves too. It's a little bit suspicious, guys, but we'll not judge. Maybe that is her unique. um, but like she was like, "Can we not just sleep through here?" And I was like, "Well, no, because my youngest niece will climb all over you like a cat." Like she was doing it last night. She was on the floor in the bed thing, and it was like I was like, "What the fuck's just happened?" It was like she banged her head off the wardrobe, but it was like she turns around and she curls up like a cat and all that. And I was like, "What the fuck's going on here?" So the song's just come on, no scrubs as well. I don't want no scrub. A scrub is you know what I mean. So that's both genders. I feel like I don't want you. You're a scrub. Whoever a scrub is. You're a karmic energy. Get the fuck. I've learned my lessons. Back off. It's like the guy that's like, I told you this is just no strings, and now you're turned into a psycho and you're not leaving me alone. You're not my kingdom spouse. Back off. That's the card again that's like sex only, not love. I know who I love. I'm going to get them. Um, that's the continuation of the timeline. Where you're at on it, only you know. Um, but yeah. Hmm. But yes, moving the fuck on. But yeah, that's what I mean. I do feel that as people are moving on to the next part of your life, whatever that is, and some of you is moving on to the twin flame because you've been in karmic things. Some of you is just moving on, looking for deeper meaning in life. But look, there's the Dirty Dancing card again. Sabotaged union, sabotaged union. That's what that says. Four of Wands in reverse. But look, then when we turn it up, right? Look, putting the competition and the stress and the warring behind, and that might be between the two of you in some cases. But look, for a passionate new beginning, which isn't just lust, because although the Ace of Wands can be a lusty card because it's like, passion and it's usually different phallic pictures, this is the one where it's got a little tree growing. So it's like this is a long lasting love, but it has been sabotaged, you know, because it was in reverse. But it's like this is somebody putting karmic, like closing karmic chapters to come forward and start a fresh, new, passionate beginning without the bullshit. That's what that feels like. Like moving on. Like I couldn't move on until I closed all this down, until I closed all the tabs that I've got open metaphorically. Like, no, I can't talk to you anymore. I can't talk to you. No, stop turning up my door unannounced. I don't care if you're wearing the racy underwear. You know what I mean? Doesn't do anything for me anymore. Or and that's the divine feminine. What are you trying to say to me? Because the guy who's holding the shell. Like, what are you trying to say? Although that is the Queen of Cups, and the other guy was the guy apologizing with the shell, so it would be technically the King of Cups. But I'm seeing it as like. Also, side note, your twin flame could be younger than you because that was look like a younger man, and that's like an older woman. But it might not be that. The age gap might not be that severe because that is the case for me, mine too. And I'm sorry if there's any drama about that. That's just fucking ridiculous. There's like a year and a half, but it's like but yeah, new beginning. So, but to be said it and saying that it can make a difference because I noticed that with friends that were like I grew apart from all my friends that were that age, who still would have been like well they might still be. I don't know. I pray everyone's happy, but you know what I mean. I just noticed our values definitely weren't the same. But like, I didn't want to party in that and get drunk. I'm like, I'm just gonna be stuck in this cycle. You know what I mean? No thanks. Like, I don't want to be going out and getting pissed like when I was 20. Like, right. So new beginnings. Yeah, new beginnings. I do feel that's why I was channeling the energy of me sleeping on the couch. It was people breaking up. Look, the Queen of Cups again. Blocks are being lifted to unions. High Priestess, secrets coming out, spell work coming to light, manipulation, mother, we're in Cancer Moon, mother healing. Either somebody sees you as an empress or the manipulation came from like mother figures. That's not for everyone, but we'll check actually because we're about to go into Cancer in the fourth house. Yep. People are look, this is people that are working hard to get out of their head. To come in with wish fulfillment, the blocks are being lifted. What's the card behind it? Because they're in sadness, grief, depression. without you in their life, or that's how you feel without your person. Love it. Well, we don't love that that's happening, but it kind of is fitting. Right, okay. I'm going to end this and I'm going to come right back and we're going to, let's just out of curiosity, let's pull one of these before I go on to the next one. What have we got from the ancestral healing? I can probably read it quickly too. So please look out for the mic dying because it's bound to happen. And I'll come back with a new mic that lasts longer. Although these do, I think they do last like a good 5-6 hours or something. It's only because I talk for that long a lot of the time. I'm pretty sure my twin was dragged to the past. Oh yes, more than likely. When I realised it broke me, yes, I hear you immensely there. Yes, we feel that when that happens. We feel it. I wouldn't be at all surprised if mine was moving forward and got pulled back like a bungee jump, but it happens. Might be wrong. But been listening while folding clothes. My age gap is large, not gonna lie. Yes, it can be with twin flames. Right. So ask the archangels for help. So oh my, it's 21 again. Have you noticed how much I've saw 21 during this? If you don't know the chat, 21 is my number for my twin flame. But it is quite interesting that 21 is the world card and it's, you know, very Saturn energy and it is learning your lessons and it is being able to reward yourself because you've moved through it all and you've reached the end. So that will be my twin flame at some point too, because that is his life lesson. And if you are born on the 21st of a month too, you might resonate with what I just channeled there too. And that is why, my friends, whatever you hear about numerology and astrology and all that, it's never going to be exactly what you hear here. There'll be bits and pieces that are the same about it, but yeah, like even what I'm doing there, like when I'm talking about it's the 16th tomorrow and that links to the tarot, like I've never seen anyone else doing that. Like that is really unique to what my guides do because I actually used to do it every single day. Like I used to channel written messages to do with all of that, and that's quite funny because that was before I was like really even massively into tarot. I was more just always using the oracle, but they always linked it to the tarot. So I don't know. That's my ancient kind of astrology, ancient numerology kind of. It's weird though, but anyway. But it does always make sense to me. So hopefully you can keep up with how it. Under the Bridges on Red Chili Peppers. I don't want to ever feel. Is that not that song? And I don't want to ever feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. It is that song, isn't it? Where the fuck is the? Oh, there it is. Right, let's read this. So, and then this one is gain the courage from your family. Oh, I pulled that in the membership for someone. So either that is about some people are being supported by ancestors and pushed to do the brave things, or what I'd said to somebody in the membership was the triggering lessons you've had from family are actually pushing you to go the other way, to be like, thanks for the difficult lessons. I'm now going to set my boundaries and be courageous and bold with my life despite what came up against me. So again, I feel a lot of people could resonate with that as well. I'm just going to pour some of my tea because that's a very Cancer Moon thing. Cuddles, cozy, cup of tea. That's what Cancer Moon is. Right. So ask the archangels for help. Deepen your understanding of others. Did you know that when two or more gather together, an archangel appears to assist them to better understand each other? There are people close to you that are misinterpreting and vice versa, and this is creating animosity and causing you to make up stories that are not necessarily true. How interesting. You're telling yourself stories that are not true. So actually, let's just talk about family. I think this is about twin flames directly with each other because that is what you can do, because the way I just channeled with the cards there as well, like, I know you're trying to tell me something, but what exactly are you trying to tell me? And it's like, it's like, and so you need to get to the point where you actually need to stop telling yourself all the things it could be and all the catastrophizing both people and actually just talk and find out, and then even worse, don't listen to the gossip that's going to make things 10 times worse, which is clearly going to come into this too. So Yeah, you need to call on the archangels to assist you to gain clarity in your communication. Stop saying things behind people's backs and confront each person directly. Yeah, so that's clearly what's. I've never read this card because I just got this deck. That's clearly what's happened here. There's been Chinese whispers, there's been gossip, there's been distortion, there's been black magic, witchcraft, because that's all the same manipulation. All of that is exactly the same stuff. Self sabotage, actual sabotage from others, it's all going on. Stop saying things. They're making me say it again as well. Make sure when you call an archangel, ask them to help you communicate in a way that the other person can hear you. This usually means that you reflect on the result that you would like to have after the conversation. Put yourself in the other person's shoes and talk to them in a calm, kind place. So that feels. This really is a twin flame messages one, isn't it? So if you're new, Mediumship Monday, right? That if you tune in and you're not a twin flame and you kind of like coming and watching some of the stuff where it's not like solely about twin flames, although it's always going to come in it somewhere, right? That's just the case. I'm a twin flame healer shaman. Um, it just so happens that because twin flame messages came out, and because it's very strong union energy, it always is every year leading up to the equinox. It's coming through big time. So I really do feel there's something about. I mean, I say really do feel that's a strong. That means it's even truer that and I do feel specifically someone's been in recovery. So whether that means recovery from a difficult karmic lesson or a karmic relationship or karmic situation, which can be different for different people. It doesn't always need to be romantic, but a lot of the time it can be. It can be problems with family. It can be problems with jobs. It can be problems with health. It can be, especially because Virgo's about health. Um, but even if someone's stressed you out that much, it can, make you have issues with health. Oh, the thing about this too is it's like there's a person behind her. So that's very twin flamey. So that's really deep. But obviously, with the word recovery, it does make me think people that are recovering from an addiction, whatever that might be, there's a person behind her. So I feel whoever's been going through the addiction, your twin flame's been right there with you the whole time, helping you through it. Which then reminds me, I don't know if you can see, but there is another silhouette behind the person. It's like a man behind the person. It's meant to be like an angel because this is Ask the Angels card. But I'm seeing that as your twin flame. And then that reminds me of a good person, which is all about healing from an addiction, which is very twin flamey, which I've done loads of channelings about. Brilliant film, very triggering. So don't watch it if I don't know. Watch it at your own risk. But if there's been anything about alcoholism in your family, or if you dealt with that yourself, you might find it too upsetting. But who hasn't had that at least somewhere in your family or someone being affected or yourself? You know what I mean? So it's use your own discernment, but it is a brilliant film. But yeah, there's bits in that where she takes a whole load of pills, and then the minute when she's about to swallow them, she spits them all out because she sees his face in her mind's eye. So it's like that's what it's like with twin flames. It's like hopefully nobody's been at things that bad, but I know that some of you will have been. It's like um the light keeps shining to find the strength to keep going on through the dark times. That's just a very dark example. You need to call on the archangels to assist you in clarity and communication. Oh, I've already read that bit. Yeah, you may need to put healthy boundaries in place before you have this conversation. So again, that would look something like before we even get into this, can we both just agree not to raise our voice? And when you're talking, I'll listen. When I'm talking, can you listen? And I want that. Yeah, I want the end result of this to be that we're having a cuddle and moving on. Like I don't know, whatever you would say. Like, did I just say that 11:11? Nearly. It's 11:10, so it's nearly time. That's what we'll get from that. Um, if there are unresolved issues with a person that's passed over, you can still call their soul towards you. And again, yeah, because I'm a soul midwife, um, like that is the conversations I will help you have with a loved one in spirit. It's very real. That's part of the ancestral work, which they're telling me I really do feel a lot of the sessions that I'm going to do towards the end of the year when I come back after my break, maybe even some before I, have a break, are going to be about like healing the mother line, the father line. So I said that at the start of this. Um, uh, So to find peace and healing with what has previously transpired, yeah. So take some time to think about the kind of result you're looking for from another person. Do you need understanding? Do you need empathy? Do you empathize, or are you looking for clarity or an apology? Whatever it is that you're desiring, reflect on how you could share what you're feeling with this person from a place of love and wisdom. Imagine sharing with them and experiencing a positive result, then call in an archangel to help you contact the person you need to share with. That is really beautiful. So again, remember keeping in mind that this is Mediumship Monday. I really do feel that there's lots of loved ones in spirit that are trying to help you with that. So I'm just going to, before I end this, just see if there's anything. So let's just fire out a few. So my plan didn't, it's 11:11 now. So it's divine time. It is divine time for some people's unions. That's the message that's coming through. So divine time when you watch this can be whenever. So the annoying thing about it, but actually 11, specifically 11th of November could be significant as well because we're not too far away from that, but that's just going to be for a handful of people. Because that's the 11:11 portal, but we've got the 10:10 portal before it. Right, so I'm just going to fire out so that I'm putting the intention that these are wee messages for people from people in the spirit world. So if you want to claim it in the comments after, let me know if it made sense to you. So what's going to be a message for somebody? And if you don't want to let me know in public, but you think it was for you, let me know in an email, please, because it's always just nice for me to know. To acknowledge them, you know what I mean? Oh, wow. Emotional healing, bleeding heart. It's safe for you to let go of old emotional pain. By doing so, you allow your heart to mend. So, oh, right, okay, right. I can feel right away. So, right, so for that person knows who she is. I mean, it'd be so weird if she comes on when I'm saying this. This is for the person that, this is your twin flames anniversary of their passing today. So I can feel it was just right away that hit me. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's because obviously when something's only a year ago, your heart is still very much on the mend. And I know that you're also supporting a lot of people that are grieving around you for him, including his children. Wow, there's one of my main guides, Joan of Arc. So some of you could resonate with this, but specifically because this is for one of you. If she comes on, I'll say she won't mind me saying, but she knows who this is for. This could still resonate with other people. It's very important you speak your truth at this time. So I think this has got something to do with. You know what I think this is? Oh my god, this is him doing this. Look at this. It's his year anniversary, and he's pulling my eyes to the card that says a year from now. That's nuts. So obviously, in this case, he's talking about a year ago. God. But I feel this is about you acknowledging your pain because I'm just saying, like, so this person earlier was wanting me to keep the children in my prayers, which is obvious that's. But what I'm trying to say is, like, you're allowed to have that love back at you too because it was such. This is, that was her best friend. So there is definitely something about you speaking your truth about how upset you are and you getting the love that you need. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution and speak your truth. So I don't know whether there might be something around you might I feel like you might feel because there's like, he's got quite a few kids that are older as well, aren't they? And then I don't like the word ex, but it is other exes that I know that this person watching is, she's friendly with them. But it's like kind of almost it's like where do I fit in with the grief here? Like, and it's like he's very strongly coming forward saying, don't forget yourself in this. Because I feel that you've had some very deep wounds and trauma coming up around what's happened. Or if you haven't, it's going to over the coming months. But I feel it's with that last full moon we had in the Pisces full moon. Phases and cycles. There's a beginning with every ending. Illusions are being revealed and released. Ah, right. That is also to do with his passing. What does that one on the floor say? Let go of guilt and remember that you're God's perfect child. Right. So there's basically, if there's any, I know that, right, I'm not going too deep into that, but again, there's a lot of questions around his passing. Yeah. So it's like, what's led up to it. So it's, I feel he's pulling me the word trauma on that book. So intervention and purpose. Divine interventions occur and know that you're being guided. Happiness is your purpose. Yeah. So I think he's just acknowledging that it's like this came through before. It's about specifically for you, like happiness is your purpose. And if I know what this person's like. If you're getting pulled into like major detective mode and like needing to find the truth, it's like he's really not wanting you to do that. Like, look, I don't like when people say focus on the positive, but focus on the positive. Feel joy in all you do. It's like if you find at any point you're getting a bit consumed with the what ifs and all of the questions that people have when somebody dies in a difficult manner, it's like he just wants you to be happy because now he's pulling me the card that says, to my special, amazing, and beautiful friend, happy birthday. And it is your birthday next month. I just realised it's your I just realised it's your birthday next month. What are the chances of that? Leadership. But it's in reverse. Yeah, there's definitely something about you needing to speak up about your own grief and like giving love to your inner child because we've got parenting. Yeah, I feel you're being like very caring and parenting. Obviously, with that person being a Libra, you're being very caring to everyone else, and there's just something about you making sure that you get a bit of love back for yourself. And if you get nowhere else, you can come here and you get it here. So, right, okay. So, bittersweet symphonies on. Right, so we'll let Mr. Hartman be on his way, but I knew he was going to come in. That was short and sweet. But, right, what have we got for someone else? Because, and obviously I'm ending Mediumship Monday at my Twinflames numbers again because it's a couple of minutes off. So funny. I've seen 21 the whole way, and now it's like I'm stopping at 11:21. Reach for the stars, Orchid. You deserve only the best, and this is all you should focus your attention on. I love that card because I love orchids. So I specifically love the blue orchid, obviously, because I am always very connected to blue stuff. But yes, there's somebody out there that you need to focus on the best, and it's all you should focus your attention on. And see me saying that about that's my favorite flower. It's kind of like because I'm always mentioning like I speak about sunflowers like all the time, and it's like I always say it's like I don't actually like sunflower. Like I don't buy sunflowers for my house, and it's like it's not like who doesn't like any type of flowers, but it's kind of like they're not up there. It's roses and orchids and that what I mean. And it's kind of like for whoever this is for. It's like I want to say like, oh, you'd be grateful for whatever kind of flowers come your way, but it's like no, you're getting what you want. You're getting your favorite. But it's more like that. It's not about it might be about flowers literally too, but it's like it's you're getting what you want. Like stop focusing on just to do whatever. You know what I mean? It's like reach for the stars. Reach for the stars, and it could be your financial goals too. Although that more felt like that was with a person. So it's like what it's kind of giving what you want you vibes that whoever that's for actually I feel I just want to so it's like either you are the masculine and this is how you're feeling whatever comes out or this is how your masculine's feeling about you and this can be for a group of people but it's like you both want each other I let people manipulate me into ghosting you. Remember, like, so the shadow side of Cancer Moon would be manipulation. If you used it in the shadow, that it would be very manipulative because it'd be people that know how to turn on the waterworks to get what they want or to hold people up. And I do feel that's what a lot of this has been, what I'm picking up on too. I feel that a lot of the karmic delays have been people that do that, manipulate people. Like, oh, I need this, I need that, and slow people down and pull them back, or like, people that pull people back to the path. So every time my phone rings, I hope it's you. Yeah, but I feel like this person's phone was always ringing with people that needed them to help them with things. But now it's like, they might be like, oh, fuck's sake, who's that? And they're hoping it's you kind of thing, and it's never you. I want to reach out, but I don't know how. Yeah, so whoever that's for, that's a whole group of people that it's like, oh, that's just fitting back to the whole thing of this video at the start. Somebody wants to reach out. Your money struggles are a thing of the past. Be open to all avenues to receiving, and you'll be provided for in every way. Yellow's the solar plexus, or whatever it means to you. But also, be open to receiving. You're going to receive what you want. You're going to receive your favorite. That's what I'm getting from that. That's a cool message. Right? We'll do one more of these, and then we're going to go on to the next one. Because I'm actually hungry already. But remember, hunger around here means sexual energy. But I am hungry. But I'm going to push through it because I'll reward myself with the bit of bread that I really shouldn't be having, but I'm having the bit of bread. It's the devil card today, after all. So again, maybe this is a message for. Oh, look, that is fitting. Somebody's been like, "It's not time. It's not time. I need to be patient with my healing process." But I'm really tempted. But it's not time. It's not time. But I'm really tempted. I've already had a bit of bread today. I've already had 2 cheese rolls. But I want a bit of bread. That may or may not be me. Big deal. but I needed to have them. Do you know what I mean? I thought if I don't eat those rolls now, they're not going to be very nice. So, and I love a cheese. When it's like a good floury proper roll, which I don't know if you get them in England. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but some of my English friends tell me. My English friend that might watch this on the actually, sorry, she's not. She's my Scottish friend, but she lives in England. England, correction. But I think she's told me that you don't. I don't think you get those good Scottish floury rolls. But it was a couple of them. A couple of them with real butter and cheese. Tidy. You know what I'm saying? A wee cup of tea. That was what my grandma used to like too. So the ancestors are coming in to protect when you mentioned my grandma. So yeah, someone's been patient with their healing and they're really tempted. And smells like teen spirit has just come on. So again, unless you are actual teenagers, I hope you're no younger than that. Because I did notice there are a couple of people in the 18 bracket that are watching me. Thank God it's no younger than that. But majority is in my age bracket and older, or like 30s kind of thing. But you've known this person when you were younger. Your prayers have been heard and they're being answered. There's a lot about your prayers being heard, but yeah, this is specifically, I can just feel it. This is somebody that's like, it's not time, it's not time, it's not time. But it's like you're being too overly cautious. And that's a very Virgo thing to do. We're in Virgo season leading up to the new moon in Virgo. It's like you've already put in the healing and the work and you're ready, but you're delaying it even further. And again, it's making you angry. Remember, I already pulled the card that was like release pent up anger and resentment. This person's, my God, that's really funny now. It's like hot and horny. Do you know what I mean? It's like hot and bothered. It's like somebody's getting really frustrated at not being able to go where they want to go. So there might be actual reasons for that, but I'm kind of feeling like some of the reasons for some people are like you're being too hard on yourself. Don't give power to negative words by saying them. I said that at some point in this too. Speak from your higher self and make your communications peaceful and loving. So I feel if you're the group of masculines that feels like are in that, it's like you need to start saying to yourself, actually, I've been disciplined and working on myself for a while now, and I'm not as afraid to make that phone call or to go and see that person or to send that text or to send that email or however that fits or to show up at their door going right back to the first card. So fuck it, I'm going to do it. Okay, let's go. You know what I mean? It's Venus in the last degrees of Leo before it moves into Virgo. Your guides, your angels, your ancestors, loved ones of spirit are saying, try to approach this with a bit of humor. And I know one of the messages I channeled last week, it was like some situations it's not appropriate that you come in bantering or that you come in not taking things seriously. But I feel even with situations where it's not appropriate that you come in joking and laughing and being overly sexual or something, it's like once you can face the bit that's serious, then you get to have a laugh and stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, uplift yourself and those around you through love and laughter. But that's what I can feel. It's like some of you are being too all or nothing about it. Like it's new idea that you're being divinely guided. That actually fits back with that first card. You're being divinely guided into a path that you don't know what's going to happen, and it's scary. Into the unknown, into the unknown. I can hear you, but I won't. Some look for trouble while others don't. I don't know if that's the real words, but you know what I mean. But it's like the one where she's like, I can hear you, but I don't remember the rest of the words. But you know what I mean? It's the song is like, the echo. Who are you? Who are you? And it's like, into the unknown. And it's actually, it's her. It's her calling her. So when we get real deep with twin flames, it's your twin flame calling you. It's your shadow. Your new idea is divinely guided and is meant to be shared with others. Continue to work on it as you're on the right path. Your new idea to go to express your feelings is coming in for a reason. It's divine time. It's the right time. That's why I saw 1111 and blah blah blah. Even me saying I was going to stop at his numbers and I didn't. It's like whenever I see my twin flames numbers, it's like, that's a message for the divine masculines. Like, yeah, you're being guided for a reason. Because it's going to bring you happiness and it's going to bring happiness to the person you're going towards as well. Oh my God, and remember when I mentioned the sunflower? But again, the sunflower to me is about rising up through adversity to face the light. So that's what it is for all the masculines that are in this energy. You have been going through a dark time. It's not been the right timing. But for this group of masculines that I have said since the start, you've moved through stuff. You've moved through the lessons, which I've just realized again is that's why I've saw his numbers too. Because 21 is completing the karmic lessons. Because for a lot of the time I would be pulling 21 out in reverse. Like you're still going through the karmic cycle, but it keeps coming out upright. Although I've not even pulled the 21 world card today, but you know what I mean? It's 21's been on 3 of the oracle cards, maybe even more than that. They're simply smile and notice the profound and healing difference it makes. Yeah, it's like whoever that's for, it's like, you're through the worst of it, but it's like you're prolonging your pain. Kindness. That is lovely. So, look, smile and kindness. It's like, there's a message to be a bit kinder to yourself. And then it's just lovely that Cancer Moon right now is that. It's very mothering, nurturing. It's cuddling, it's like, and it is just cuddling, it's like, that's why, okay, there has still been innuendos, but it's like, I don't make as many of those kind of jokes in a Cancer Moon because it's like, it's more about like the feelings and it's more like kind of nurturing your inner child. And it's like if you're in a relationship, it's like those days where you don't want to have sex. You're like, actually, I just want to cuddle. Can we just nap? Can we just fall asleep? Can we just be napping buddies? It reminds me of that episode of Friends when it's like, they're the napping buddies. That's the kind of energy. It's like when you're a wee bit, or on a deeper level, when you've got a lot of trauma coming up and it's, that's getting very deep, but we are about to go on to the Cancer one now, I promise. So it's like maybe you've promised yourself that you were going to be ready by a certain time and then you're prolonging it even more. There's something about being too critical and not being very kind to yourself and not giving yourself credit and beating yourself up. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to end it on a high. Can't. But it kind of is because the message is like whoever's resonating with this, you're doing it longer than like you've already moved through something. So if that's not you, that's not for you. But that is definitely what I'm. Let's just shuffle it. What else? And then I'll go on to do can. Is anyone joining me for Cancer in the 4-5? I hope so. I'm going to light the candle. I'll actually. Do you know what? I'll go. I need to go for a pee. Yeah, I better. I'll go for a pee and I'll light the candle and then I'll be back on. So I won't even be 5 minutes. I'll just be a couple of minutes. Natalie Bruglia torns on. So that's about a breakup, isn't it? You're a little late. I'm already torn. Torn. That's like, I feel that that's maybe the energy that this group of masculine, the damage is already done. Too late. Like victim mode. It's the shadow side of this Cancer moon. And then it's like, but what if it isn't? Or that's karmic breakups, it's done. Dharma unfolding. Yeah, look, it's time to follow your Dharma, follow your calling. Remember that you're on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness, right? That's come up so much in this. Take one step at a time to happiness. And it feels like for some people, the next step is actually, oh, there's Green Tara again. Wow, different deck. Supreme protection. You're protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitation. And right, now I'm ending it. Trust. That is the main word that's come through in this. Trust. But I'm aware it's like that song in Frozen. Into the unknown. Like you're having to trust, which is actually, wait a minute. There's actually a card in that deck called Into the Unknown. I think that's guys. I promise, like look, because I shuffled them, right? What are the chat? It's actually it wasn't the first one, but it was just look, it was the second one. Cleansing, releasing the old, energetic tune-up, new beginnings. Hello, full moon in Pisces was it in beginnings. The new moon on Sunday is like what I said. It's a mixture of new beginnings and the end because it's next to the South Node into the unknown. Underworld depth, courage, facing your fears. Yeah. Thank you. Gratitude, appreciating what's sustaining you. It's like being grateful for the lessons, but it is time to move on to the next step. Into the unknown. I love that. That's so funny. I might put it in the title. Right, okay. Definitely ending this one here. So if you're joining me, which I really hope somebody is, because it'll be a bit boring if you're not, I'm going to come back, but just be aware. I feel like this is going to be quite triggering because the Cancer ones obviously are about all the things I've said. Like they often can be because it's stuff to do with like family, and I always just think family stuff always is. But like your own feminine energy, your own inability to receive love, whether you're a man or a woman, all that kind of stuff. So, but we've all got feelings, and Cancer is the house of feelings. So, um, but we've all got feelings. So be mindful of your own feelings and be mindful of other people's. And remember that if people are being a bit off for you this week, or if you're off for someone, just be aware that energy is very heightened. Right, I'm going to go and I'm going to come back in a couple of minutes. So thank you for being here live or on the replay, and I'll see you in a minute. I'll join, but I might fall asleep. That's all right. I am many people's person to put them to sleep.